Just getting things situated here for the stream, for the live stream. Is it just me, or like the more like lip products that you wear, even if they're supposed to be like moisturizing, like this is an oil primer that I'm putting on, but like the more moisturizing they are, they seem to dry your lips out a whole lot more. It's weird. Today we're going to be going over the Alexis tea spill. I did listen to a good majority of it. Not all of it, but most of it. Bring up her channel here. I know I may end up missing a lot of people because I am on a little earlier than what I normally would be on. But I set up the kitty cam for y'all. That's a live feed from another camera right here. It's in my window where the cats like to congregate. It's a little messy now from the the storms that we've gotten, but what can you do? What can you do? Yeah, how'd everybody, if y'all are from Florida or around surrounding Florida, I'm sure you guys got some of the storms, some of the weather that came through. It was not fun losing the power repeatedly and having the AC go, or well, the central air go from like 78 to, I like to keep it around 70, but have it jump back and forth because it struggled to get back to 70 after going back up in temperature from the outside temperature, because it was still hot. It was still very hot outside despite the wind and the rain. Let's see, did anything else happen while I was gone yonder? Besides the tea spillage, has anything else gone on? I don't think so. Oh, I know what else went on. It's been all over. Sala's little buddy was leaked, I guess. I guess Kybella accidentally sent it to another reaction channel. I don't. And then they sent it to another reaction channel supposedly, and then it made its rounds on social media. I have been unfortunate enough to see it, and no wonder Chantal is so angry all the time, even in Kuwait, when she has everything, when she has the perfect life there. Apparently, the most perfect person can have imperfections that may misalign with things you're after. What is this music turned into? This is supposed to be chill, nostalgic music, and now we've gotten ads and... Alright, we're just gonna jump into it. Damn. So, I know a lot of people are having issues finding her YouTube channel. Spidey Lex, Alexis's YouTube channel that she started. Wasn't it yesterday? Day before? It says that she's had it since November 2014, but like she officially shared the channel, I think, yesterday. Or damn. This is the storms have got me all fucked up. Any rate, she shared it because she was planning on doing either a live stream tell all or a Q&A. She ended up putting the Q&A up today, about 3 hours ago. I know a lot of other reaction channels have already gotten this, clipped it, and shared it on their channels, so you'll be able to see it in its entirety there. We're gonna listen to it. I'll put it up on the screen somewhere here, somewhere. So give me uno momento to do that.
Hey.
But yeah, other than that, yesterday was spent hoping that the power wouldn't cut out for too long between its cutouts, because I did have dinner cooking in the crock pot. Horrible decision, by the way. If there's a tropical storm coming and you know your power's more than likely going to go out, do not slow cook something. It's going to be disastrous if you try to. But luckily, it ended up turning out. We had one of our good friends over. She pretty much just like chilled all day with us because it was her only day off work. And it was like, I guess if this is the only day we can see you, we'll take it. We'll take it. And we had a nice time. We watched trash TV for as long as we could. We watched the Married at First Sight. Got a few episodes done of that. I think we're almost done with this season, actually. I know, I don't think it has very much longer. But we got that situated, and yeah, it was just a good visit. We had short ribs with roasted potatoes and carrots and rolls, and everybody ate and relaxed. Good times. All right. So, as you can see, the video is now up. And it just reads as Amberlynn's former bestie doing a hectic Q&A. Now, Alexis, originally, I think she only had like maybe 20 something subscribers to this channel before announcing that this was going to be a T channel, essentially. And has like overnight went from the 23 subscribers that she may have had to now over 2,000 subscribers. And this video went up 3 hours ago and it's already at 6,000 views. So I think if she decides to do a live stream once she's monetized, because I think she has to have so many watch hours for monetization, but once she's able to, she may be able to make a little bit of money off this. That's if her and Amberlynn still continue to like be at odds with one another, because I know Alexis, I think, does even state in this Q&A that she misses Amberlynn and wishes that she would, you know, wisen up. But what are we gonna do? It's Amber. All right, so let's play and we'll discuss it, and all will be right with the world, right? Something like that. I don't know. I just work here.
Hey guys, it's Alexis. I just want to start this off by saying I have never made a YouTube video in my life, so I don't really know how to make an intro, but I'm definitely going to work on it. So I'm just going to immediately dive into the questions that some of you have asked. So the first question is, was Amber actually taking weight loss seriously for once? And did Emily possibly make her stop doing that? I do believe that Amber was trying to take weight loss seriously, but unfortunately, I do think it was because she was talking to Erica, and Erica takes her own weight loss and fitness journey very seriously. I also don't believe that Tommy ever specifically told Amberlynn to stop semaglutide. I just think that Amberlynn knows her preference, and if she doesn't have to put in the work, she won't. Did Amber know about the stuff before Kiwi Farms found it? She initially told me that Tommy preferred very, very large women. And she told me that her late fiance was close to 1,000 pounds. I don't know how much Amberlynn actually knew about all of the posts that recently came up, nor do I think she would ever admit to me if she did know everything.
And that's so, like, fucked if you can't be open with your, like, Amber has consistently built Alexis up to be her bestie and that everybody would love her and yada yada blah blah. But like to not even trust her enough to let her know, like, I'm aware of this person's background, so if stuff comes out, I'm already aware of it. And like this is the story um actually coming from the horse's mouth of what actually was happening before they go and warp it. You know what I mean? Kind of being proactive on it. But that's not what happened. Um, I don't think Amber knew that people would be able to find it, which she's always been on the relatively naive side when it comes to internet and privacy. But the whole feeder aspect of it that has been brought to the attention of everybody, and Amber playing it off as, you know, and I'm sure this is what Tommy is telling her as well, that it wasn't a fetish. It was out of necessity, out of wanting to be able to spend more time with one another. But like, didn't you have a job? There's only so many times that you can like take off work, and it's not because of a money issue. I think it would be more so like employment. You can't just take off like half of the year to spend time with somebody. You have to like plan ahead and use your vacation times, especially if you don't aren't in business for yourself essentially and you're working for somebody else. Every business is going to have their own way of doing things like that. So it's not really a money issue that we're running into, it's more of a time issue. But then with Alexis like coming and telling us that, you know, Tommy um doesn't really want to work and her plan is to come and live with Amber without having to work, that makes more sense. That's probably what was happening there, was that Tommy was essentially wanting to be able to live with the girl without having to get a job, and this is the only way they could make that work, is by doing this type of content. Now, could she still be into that kink? 100% she could. At the back burner, they could have always been into this kink and then just use this as the buffer between, because you know, whether you want to believe it or not a lot of people are avidly looking to date or be intimate with somebody that is immobile, that is unable to care for themselves. And that's not a diss at anybody. Like, if you're going into it and they're already to a point where they're totally immobile, can't really do much for themselves, and have to be 100% codependent upon you, a lot of people are turned off by that. It takes a certain type of person to do that. And I'm gonna have to say, like, the doing it for money bit was just aiding into the immobility and furthering that unhealthy lifestyle. um it's crazy.
Have you ever caught ALR out in a lie? I have caught her in many. So now it's hard for me to decipher what was actually true and what never was.
Girl, we're out there with you. We are out there with you on that one. When Amber started lying about things, and then like people catching her in that lie and her coming and admitting that some of the things were lies, and she still refuses to admit to other things when we know. But once you start on that path of constantly lying or stretching the truth to an audience, it's really hard for them to trust you. It's really hard for them to trust what you say at face value. And that's what she's done. She's created an audience that is untrusting of what she is telling them.
Are you still in touch with Jade? No, but I wish I was. How come Amber claims Jade's toxic and blank behavior if she kept hooking up with Jade after the breakup? So I'm not gonna lie, I have also done this before. And I'm not saying that to try and justify her behavior, but I genuinely think that sometimes after a breakup, you're just so shocked. And sometimes you try to hold on to what is left of that person. Did it hurt that Amber dismissed your BPD during her live? Were we even supposed to know that? When she gets like this was pretty cruel. We're supposed to care about her BPD, but only hers. Um, I don't really care. It's not like a secret that I also struggle with my mental health. But unlike Amber, I have actually taken the time to be alone and like work on myself. And I actually have gone to therapy, like with a real licensed therapist, and not just Chat AI and WebMD.
That was such a fucking read. The fact that we now are 100% like, I know this is kind of shitty of a friend to do, but if we're looking on the history of Amber online and how she treats people, especially those close to her, but how she treats people and her relationships with people in general, they're very um temporary. Like, everybody is replaceable because she obviously has issues with having people close to her, and obviously has issues with boundaries in relationships, and that can really rub a lot of people the wrong way. And then Amber has a large social media platform that she uses as therapy. And this is an issue that her and Chantal kind of share in, using a online presence, an online community as free therapy to work through their issues, which they aren't really. They're just really um, putting out there their problems that they're having and getting reassurance from their hug boxes that what they're doing is going in the right direction or they're getting better or whatever. But what's actually happening is they're further pushing along and thinking that what they're doing is bettering their predicament because they're getting positive feedback from it. And I don't think that's really the case. And it's so funny that Amber just AI and Googles and, does all the things except for actually going to therapy. Because if she actually went to therapy, a therapist would tell her that this is a bad idea. The jumping from one relationship that ended badly into another relationship that's starting off with somebody that's barely out of, well, not even have had a mourning stage, jumping into that relationship. And I don't know, it's very murky water right now with Amber. And the fact that Amber is posting, or Emily is posting, they're posting jointly to Amber's Instagram account now, and it feels very controlling, like very watchful on both sides. This is both the worst sides of narcissism and, mental illness going at a relationship together, and I don't see it ending well.
Does she support her friends financially? Example, does she send Eric and Ricky money? Did she pay for Emily plane ticket, rental car, etc. when she visited Oklahoma City? Do I think it's possible that she paid for like Emily's plane ticket? Sure. Do I think she's financially supporting her friends? Absolutely not. There was a period of time where I was quite literally working 3 jobs and still barely making ends meet. And like, I didn't talk about it very often because I didn't want her to feel like I was asking for anything. But she like never, ever offered, not even one time. Does she have any friends in Oklahoma City? Why doesn't she try to find girlfriends in her own state ever? Why does she always look for love on TikTok? Yes, she does, and he seems actually very nice. But was he a viewer before they met? Yes. I
See, that's the thing that kind of irks me about Amberlynn. She seems to only befriend people that are either friends of her partners or people that know her from online. And sometimes those intersect. And I'm just like, why do you want to be friends with somebody that knows of your messiness online? I feel like that could be a double-edged sword because now they can reference things that have happened in your past online and give validity to things that are happening now and how you're treating people. Like, if that relationship were to crumble, we're going to see another repeat of something like this where they're either going to say something and try to monetize off of having tea on you, having some kind of narrative to push on you, or they're just no longer going to be in your life, and that leaves you a friend down that has a lot of motive behind seeing things happen. And I'll leave that at that because I think they're going to touch on this a little bit more further down.
also have never talked to him, and I'm not really sure what his true intentions were messaging her. But he does get to hang out with Amberlynn's mom, and I'm kind of jealous of that. But he is also probably like me in regards to being on the back burner now that she's back with Tommy.
Nice.
Has she been trolled by other people like Erica thinking they were dating? Yeah. Her main one was Danielle. I mean, she was in love with this girl. Aww. And I can actually understand why, because she's incredibly attractive. This girl also said a lot of the right things that made Amberlynn kind of hooked. And she would do the inconsistent reassurance with her and be like totally in love with her one day and then like really all about her pre-existing partner the next day. Danielle has been with her current partner for, from my understanding, a decade at least, but they are not married. This was when I started to realize that Amberlynn does not care if someone's in a pre-existing relationship already. If she likes you and she thinks you're attractive and you say the right combination of words, she's going.
My only thing about that is we don't know what these other people's relationship statuses are. They're more than likely not all going to be like Erica and Brittany. And even that, I feel like, was a little sus. if, like, I feel like maybe some of these, like, I know Amber has had past dealings with people that were poly or open relationship with Jade. Um, so I think this is what she's kind of seeking out, especially if she's on TikTok. It kind of runs rampant there in certain uh in certain crowds, communities through TikTok and Instagram. Pretty much all social media if you want to be completely honest. Um so we don't know what the relationship dynamic of these people actually is, but to paint Amberlynn as this kind of homewrecker, I don't think is completely fair because these people sought her out, not vice versa, and that's more on them than it should be her. Yes, once she found out that the other party was not aware, something should have been said, especially if they're not in an open situation or not poly or, you know, ethically non monogamous, whatever their situation might be. But that, I don't think that's 100% on Amber.
Amberlynn also apparently gave this girl money.
Hmm.
Literally in the same time frame that I was struggling. She also really loved to compare her online relationship with this girl to my in-person relationship with my girlfriend at the time. I really, really loved that a lot. She has never met Danielle or Abby in real life, or Erica. Also, Abby was 20 years old when Amberlynn started talking to her.
uh, how long ago was this though? Amber is what, 30, gonna be 34? Is 34? I know she's quite a bit younger than I am, but she's still in her 30s.
Her and then lied about it to me and then backtracked and then told me the truth again. A 14-year age gap is, I'm sorry I have to, but hectic.
That's the thing. Like, yes, 20 is super fucking young. Um, I believe my husband, when he and I started talking, he was 22. Oh, she's gonna be 35 in December. If she was talking to Abby this year or last year, I could see where that would be alarming. But if Amber was talking to her when she was like years ago, maybe that wouldn't be an issue. But I think Alexis and hers friendship isn't that old, so it'd have to be within the last few years. So yeah, that's kind of icky. But I could also very much see it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The mental age of Amber, I could definitely see them having a lot more in common with somebody that was in their early 20s. But I think it's just more the the imbalance in, I think, money flow, and how that dynamic can bleed into relationships. I don't know. I don't know what that situation was. Is it a little young? Yes, but 20, I mean, they're 20. They're almost old enough to drink. People are going to make stupid decisions when they're young. YOLO, I guess.
I also want to say that Amberlynn never had intentions of actually being with Erica. But when the relationship with Danielle and then the relationship with Abby didn't work out, she kind of just settled.
That is so, I mean, that right there is so Amber coded. Like, she just settled with Erica because Erica was there. Erica was wanting attention from Amber. And all Amber's other prospects kind of ran out. But it's not a relationship if you've never met. Exactly. So it was just relationship prospects. Amber was talking to a 20-year-old. There was no actual relationship there. They never met in person. So it's just, I mean, do you know how many people I talked on the internet when I was in my early 20s? A lot. A fucking lot. And who knows how old they actually were. I could have been talking to like 50-year-old men for all I knew. I had no idea. You know, Yahoo Messenger back in the day, MSN chat rooms back in the day were wild.
She would always tell me how this Erica girl really likes her and really wants to be with her, but she just didn't look at her like that, even though she was juggling all three of them at the same time at one point. Is there any part of you that feels bad for betraying Amberlynn's trust? Like when you think back on all the talks you two had when everything was good, did you ever think you would betray her? Honestly, yeah. I do feel bad, and I do miss her a lot. And even though she kind of brushed me off sometimes or just wanted to talk about herself or whatever, I definitely do miss her, and I probably always will. Did I think I was ever going to betray her? Hell no. I literally thought it was like the coolest thing in the world that I was her friend.
Not to judge you for that, Alexis, but I mean, I wouldn't judge you for that because I have some really weird friends that I would die on a hill for. But I I just, the fact that their friendship is based off of just listening to Amber gush about how great her life is at the moment, it seems like a very one-sided relationship. And as we're seeing with Amber choosing a 2-3 week relationship over a friendship that she's had for at least a year, maybe a little bit more than that. I think they were friends during Cakegate, so it's probably been a few years now. But having a friend that you initially trusted enough to be on FaceTime with almost every day to like now no longer talking to them, it feels very one-sided, and that Amber has a habit of using people for her own her own selfish needs, whether that be a friendship that she has somebody to confide in and talk to and feel important, and that will reciprocate that back to her, tell her that she's important, tell her that she's pretty, all those things that she wants to hear from somebody else to reassure what she thinks about herself. You know what I mean? It just seems very tiring.
And I felt special because I feel like I got to see a side of her that nobody else gets to see, but now I'm starting to realize that it was probably all fake. Is she secretly friends with Zachary Michael? He seems to be protecting her a little too much these days. Honestly, I think that he's just really good at seeing things for what they are. And Amberlynn is not always delusional or in the wrong, but most of the time, yeah. I
Not always, but most of the time, yes. I mean, yes, she's delusional like 98% of the time.
I'd like to know what your partner thinks of Amber and your friendship with her. First off, I just want to give a public service announcement that my partner goes by they them pronouns. So if anybody mentions them in any videos, I would like pretty much expect you to use their proper pronouns.
I mean, meanings we've never seen the partner. We don't know the partner's name, and they're only mentioned through reference of how they may have felt about Amber. I don't think it's going to be hard to keep that, keep the pronouns as they, them. It's pretty ambiguous. What else would we refer to them as? I mean, we don't know them. They're not on the internet, obviously, and they're not being showboated around in this part of the community. So, okay, they them.
When I first told them about the fact that I was friends with Amberlynn, they didn't really know much about her. And then I started bringing them on FaceTime calls, and they actually got along really well until Amberlynn started sending nudes and showing me her full conversations with Erica and all of the nudes that they exchanged.
I don't know how to feel about this. The exchanging of nudes with friends. What purpose does that serve if they are not interested in you? Like, you should be only sending your personal stash to people that you are having intimate relations with. I don't know. That may just be me, but I just feel like that's weird. I would never show my friends my private pictures or the private pictures of anybody that I was talking to. That's just gross. It's like they can't consent to their photos being shown to somebody. And like, what purpose did that serve? Were you trying to show them off? Were you trying to pick them apart? Like, I don't understand.
And when I was with my ex-girlfriend, Amberlynn would make public Facebook comments calling me daddy in them.
I saw
Like,
those.
knowing full well I had a girlfriend, but since Danielle wasn't committing to her completely, she didn't care. Did you notice ALR adopting your personality and mannerisms when you became friends? Yes. Half of her isms right now are literally mine. Except I don't know where she got this hectic word from, so don't come for me for that. Cause
Hectic probably came from Tommy. Or I guess it could have came from Erica. She has picked up a lot of Erica's uh linguistics as far as how she pronounces certain things. It makes her seem so dumb when she does this, by the way. Like, can you just not be authentic to yourself? Like, how can you be mad when people come at you for your inconsistencies and things when you don't even know who you are and are constantly pretending that you're somebody else because you have no idea how to be yourself? You've never been alone long enough to know who you are. You have no original ideas. You have no original opinions. Like, I really don't know what she expects, and the fact that she was able to make a channel off of this, off of just copycatting different partners' personalities and hobbies and kind of running with them. I think the only original things that she has are addictions. She has shopping addiction, food addiction, uh the hoarding that she does of like candles and scent warmers and none of them are good attributes when it comes to having your own identity in the world. If addiction is your identity, I think you need to reevaluate and maybe seek help. Get help.
That I didn't do that. But like the randomly busting out in a country accent thing that she's been doing, that is me. I personally don't believe that Emily is responsible for the hectic situation type deal, because Emily's personality is comparable to a loaf of white bread. Is Amber a
Emily's personality is that of white bread. Good Lord. That is so funny. She does look like she has a really dry personality. I don't know. She just looks very vapid. And good Lord, Amber's really gonna have to fight. She's gonna have to fight to keep some kind of personality.
to her girlfriends? I've said this before and I'll say this again, but it takes two to tango. But I know if I ever dated Amber Lynn, I think I definitely would be taking a really long grippy sock vacation afterwards.
Wow. Yeah, Chris, definitely. I'm kind of living for this because Amber had her little fun with the live stream moment, and now it's became a little too real. I wonder what we're gonna get next. I'm assuming she's gonna do another live stream, right? I don't think she's gonna put recorded content. It's been three days. Well, probably 2 days since the last live stream. She did delete the last one, so Mama's gonna be short on money at some point. She's gonna have to come back to the internet, at least for a live stream. She made a couple thousand doing a few live streams, so has it been determined if she's still with Tommy? Oh, 100% she's still with Tommy. She admitted to it in a live stream and is now back to posting jointly, I guess, on the Instagram. It wasn't that she's still with Tommy. They never split. They never separated. Amber had that whole meltdown for nothing. The meltdown was to throw us off, kind of like the wifey Jade situation. It was just meant to confuse us on the situation. But she got drunk and got on live stream and told us that her and Tommy are still together, and that even though they're not together physically, they are still in a relationship. And then Amber essentially chose Tommy over Alexis, so that's why the friendship kind of fizzled. Yeah, I mean, she had to really push for any kind of tears, and really, you could kind of see through it. It was like, if I wanted to see an actual breakdown, my reference is always the cancer scare, like way back in like 2018, 2019, that cancer scare, not the recent cancer scare, because obviously that was a little exaggerated. But the original cancer scare before she had her hysterectomy and stuff, that cancer scare, that's what I take as actually losing her shit. Had their relationship ended the way she said, and she would be actually upset by the matter, that's where I'm putting as my reference of, okay, then she's upset. This is what she looked like. This, she's upset. But that didn't happen. This was just, she wanted to scold the internet because they were having issues in their own relationship due to the stresses of people finding out that Tommy is Tommying with other people out there, and that the past relationship was, I mean, she was a feeder. I mean, when you whine for 30 minutes and it was pre-recorded content, like it wasn't like it was live. She had all the time in the world to make herself cry and make it look realistic. I mean, at this point, put water drops in your eyes, make a cut. All those cuts that she makes in videos, she knows how to do them. Like, it could have been more real than it was. It just looked very put on. Yeah, onions in the hanky. Something, like literally anything would have been better than what she gave us. It was very lackluster.
Her looks are absolutely not the reason that I wouldn't date her. It's everything else. Has she ever told you why she lies on YouTube all the time? Probably because, liars lie.
Why would you be friend with a liar though? If you knew that she was a liar and that she lied all the time, even about her content, and you still chose to stick up for her, why would you want to be friends with somebody like that? I that why? I don't think I would ever want to be friends with somebody that habitually lied to me just for the sake of, like, they can't tell the truth. Like, how would you trust somebody like that? How would you trust her with anything that you had to tell her? I just don't get people like this. Like, that just want, like, there has to be some kind of ulterior motive here, because how would you want to be friends with somebody that you found out was a really big liar and continue to want to advocate for them? It doesn't make any sense.
Amber said Tomby. What the hell? I'm actually gonna leave that in there because I laughed. Amber said Tommy has a great job. If that's true, why did she and her ex have to do blank blank for money? Did Tommy and her ex ever live together? I'm really not a super huge fan of discussing the deceased, but I literally don't know. Also, Tommy's job is like not this big spectacular ordeal, but I'm not going to speak on it because Tommy is a mother and I don't want her to lose her job because I care about the well-being of her child.
They said she was already in the home when they met, so probably not. What I don't get about this situation here was the child in it. Emily has a child. Whether or not they have custody or not, I don't know. I assume so because I do believe Alexis does say that Amber has been on FaceTime with the kid and interacted with the kid. So I don't advocate for people trying to, take children from situations if they're not bad situations, if they're not being abused. I love My Crazy Cat Lady Life at 60. It's so much simpler, peaceful, drama free. I know, right? I never in a million years would think that, like, having, like, my small little family and my 4 cats would be just so much simpler than all of this internet drama. That's why I thank God every day I'm not still, like, in the dating circuit, or like single and going through all of this bizarro world bullshit, because this seems tiring. But Tommy having a child in this and having done the content that they were doing and then running to women who have social media followings just seems predatory. And I don't know if it's a scam that they're running or what have you for a lifestyle that they can't attain themselves. I don't know. It's just very icky, and there's a child in the mix of it, so it's even ickier. Everything that's going on, like she's up and ready to move herself and this child, possibly, and with Amber. Amber has never lived with children, ever lived with children. She watches them in passing with other people there, never by herself. So, like, can we see Amber as a stepmommy? I'm just, I don't know if I can picture Amber as a mommy figure, as looking after another human being successfully. I mean, she can't even eat and be totally by herself on the off chance that she inhales her food so quickly that she may choke and shit herself in the process. And we are wanting her to be able to possibly watch a child. Hi, Spooky. I just, I really hope for the sake of this dynamic that the child is not full custody with Tommy. And I know that's rough to hear somebody say, but the lifestyle that they're leading right now is not, it's not conducive of a family environment. I don't think it's very healthy to just be uprooting everything to move in with somebody on a whim that you've barely known. They don't know Amber. They've known her for a month. It's been a month. She'd get bored and send the child away. Or she'd get upset. She'd get upset with the child. She's never been around children 24/7. It's one thing to babysit, and I use that term very loosely with Amber's babysitting because she's always had either partners there or her mother there to kind of be the middleman and actually watching the child. She's just there for the entertainment value, I guess. I don't fucking know. Just watching ALR's past videos tells me all I need to know about her. Hard pass. I don't know. It's just, I hope that they don't bring a child into this. And especially, that's going to be even harder for Amber to vlog, like do her job. It's going to be harder for Amber to do her job, to earn a living, to pay for this family, because once Tommy gets in there, Tommy's not working. Tommy's full-time job is going to be taking care of Amber. Yeah, Clout Goblin, very true. Oh, and I just did that. Where were we? Okay, this is where we were.
But I literally don't know. Also, Tommy's job is of her child, and I would never go on her. Otherwise, I would probably tell you guys whatever.
Okay.
What was the absolutely vile thing that Emily said to Amber? Do you think she encouraged her late partner's?
Clout Goblin, I've actually seen multiple same-sex family channels, so that's not out of the realm of possibilities. Do I think Amber would want to go there, especially with how she talks and behaves? She acts too childlike. Not childlike. She acts like a perpetual teenager, and that likes to drink and have like hickeys showing and things like that. I don't know if she'd be able to censor herself enough for that kind of change. At least not this soon in. Maybe later on down the line when the intimacy maybe dips down a little bit and it's not in the honeymoon phase anymore. But Amber seems to be very perverted. And I don't know if she can tame that in front of a child, which is gross, by the way. Very gross.
When she told Amber Lynn that she would rather not to be on this earth anymore, so that she could be with her late fiance. Also, from my understanding, her late fiance passed away due to getting pneumonia. And I'm not going to lie, that kind of makes me nervous because if Amber Lynn doesn't get the help that she has always needed, I do fear that something as small, well, not small, but, you know, something like pneumonia could also be the reason for her.
Have a good night, Clout Goblin. You teach them kids. Or class. I don't know why I went directly to kids, but have a good night. The absolute vile thing that she said was concerning because I'm assuming this was said due to the amount of people coming forward about her past online and talking about her late fiance, and then everything that came with that. But to automatically go there to that kind of mindset, you're not ready for another relationship. I'm sorry. And this, I don't know if this is now a manipulation thing to kind of put a wedge between Amber and her other relationships or whatever relationships that she really had at the moment. Obviously, that did drive the wedge between her and Alexis. But I think it put Amber more in the headspace of, you know, I don't want to lose this person, so I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep this person because they say all the right things and they pay attention to me and they're not ashamed to be seen with me, and you know, they enjoy my pillow mountain, and they like biting my neck, you know. It's all right, Brioche. I went on a little bit earlier because I don't know how the weather is going to fare for the rest of the day, so better safe than sorry.
Passing away. Erica claims Amber made jokes about being the other woman. Did she do the same with you? How did she justify being with a married woman? Yeah, she thought it was the funniest thing.
My pillow mountain. It's about the simple things. I mean, if I'm gonna talk disgustingly about somebody, I'm gonna use a reference that everybody is aware of. If I'm gonna talk about those parts, why not it be simplistic instead of vulgar, even though we all know what I'm talking about.
Thing in the world. She also for the longest time said that Erica was only with her wife for financial reasons and they don't live together, and her wife has another partner that she lives with, and essentially it's just like an open marriage concept. And then one day she sent me a picture of a toy on Erica's dresser, and apparently she took a screenshot of it, like, while they were on FaceTime, and confronted Erica about it, and Erica, like, I guess lied about it at first, but then she was like, oh, well, of course, like, that's my wife, like, of course we have.
Not P.I. Lynn out here screenshotting dildos from a from a nightstand to call out somebody they were talking to intimately that they knew had a wife. Booty said the same thing about Salah's wife. No integrity with those two. No, there's not. There is absolutely none.
Amber was really upset. Also, Erica, I don't really care if you come for me, but you were 100% in love with Amberlynn. I literally saw all of your text messages, everything. Every nude you guys sent back and forth. Quite literally every exchange you have ever had.
You know, and Amber is so wrong for sharing that with an outside party, even if it's a friend. That's gross to share somebody's intimate pictures with somebody that they're not aware seeing it. You can't consent to that if you're not aware that it's something that needs consented to. And the fact that Amber's just out here sending her nudes and everybody else's nudes that she's associating with to people that she is considering friends, like, how can you trust somebody like that? If I got nudes of a friend and who they were talking to at the moment, whether they were serious or not, I would feel like they didn't respect people's privacy, for one, and didn't respect our friendship, for two, because they didn't ask these people if they I could see the nudes, and I wasn't asked if I wanted to see them. Why assault me with that, ma'am, sir? If I didn't ask for it, I don't want to see it.
And you cannot tell me or anybody else for 1 second that you did not have genuine feelings for her. Why did Amber reveal Emily so fast? Is she secretly fat phobic and thought Emily was hot and therefore worthy of sharing her with us so soon? No. Tommy is a very insecure.
Now, I'm going to stop before she explains this. I do think Amber is fat phobic. Now, I think it's more so that it's like self-hatred, and it's a reflection on how she feels about herself. And then she sees things in other people that may be the same size as her, they may be a little bit smaller than her, but then she sits there and picks them apart. Like, we remember the whole incident where they went, her and Destiny, I believe, went out to some kind of steakhouse and sat down, and they saw another couple that were larger out, and Amber was constantly asking if she was as big as that other person. It just goes to show you that Amber is very self-deprecating, but also so fucking paranoid of how she is perceived outside and perceived by other people that she may find attractive. I don't know. She's just fucking weird. Oh, did you? That may even be where I watched it from, but I think I probably actually watched the original video too. I've watched Amber for a very long time. I've watched her since she was with Crystal. So I've put in my due diligence with watching her. I've watched her progressively become less and less mobile. Amber really enjoys showing her body. I think she likes being obese and never really planned to lose weight. Wish she'd just admit it and move on. A part of me does. I don't think she necessarily likes her body, but I think she came to the realization that she's never going to lose enough weight to really change much as far as what she's going to see in the mirror, because either she's going to lose a substantial amount of weight and have a lot of loose skin to show just how badly she treated her body, or she's just going to live in the body that she's in and rock what she's got. I mean, I can't say that she has an ugly face. She has a cute face, but the rest of her is so ugly it does not make up for it. And it's not saying like her body is ugly. I'm just saying her personality and everything else that comes with it is so ugly that it doesn't make it worth anything as far as attraction goes too. 100% Brio. She'll accept feeders, fat admirers, fat acceptance. She'll accept all of those. The chubby chasers, whatever the hell they've called it once you go past. I think chubby chasers are for like 300 and under. I think it's considered something. I guess it's just feeders if they're if they're over 300 pounds. I don't know. I blame C-19 for ever finding girl world, working from home and needing. Oh yeah, COVID-19. Unfortunately, I was before that. uh, but once that door opens, it's hard to. I mean, I take breaks every once in a while, but I always come back. They always hook me right back. Whale fishers. Harpooners? Is that what they're called? I had to ask my husband because everybody references that I look just as big as Amberlynn. So I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I carry all my weight in my face. Harpooners is great.
Pure person and could not handle when Amberlynn would get other messages or comments that were like flattering. And Amber's going to refute this and say this is not true. But it is. So Emily encouraged her to post her. She wanted other people to know that.
So essentially, Emily is very controlling and jealous of attention that Amber receives from other people. And it sounds like she's trying to isolate her from everybody, and she's doing a good job of it. I applaud her for that. If that's what she's going for, you're doing it, girlfriend. But this should be like the most giant of red flags for Amber. And of course, Amber's like, I'm in love. This is love. This is what it feels like to be in love. This isn't her trying to manipulate me and isolate me from my friends and family. This is love. She just loves me, you guys. It's not hard since Amber is already codependent naturally. Yeah. Lost 14 inches last month. 10 of them were my boobs. Spooky. That's where I like whenever I start losing weight, and I like maybe sometime soon I'll show you guys of what I looked like when I was in active weight loss and trying to, find the skinny within me. I still had a larger face. It's just something I'm not going to be able to lose right away. I think I'd have to drop like a considerable amount of weight to lose my face. It's unfortunate. It's genetics probably. Everybody in my family has chubby faces, but whatever. But the first thing I lost was my boobs, and it's like, how unfortunate. But essentially that's what boobs are. It's just fat cells. I mean, it's the luck of the draw, really.
There was someone in Amberlynn's life and she's not available. Also, Emily is not skinny, and in my opinion, she is not attractive. Is Eric and Ricky actually still hanging out with Amber even after what Amber has put Beck through? Does Beck know? I truthfully have no idea, but I would assume not, because Eric messaged me on TikTok literally last night.
So Eric and Ricky are no longer friends with Amberlynn. I think that's what she's trying to say. And Eric messaged her last night, and hopefully they're reaching out for some kind of empathy towards the situation. Especially since they have firsthand knowledge of what it's like living and being friends with Amberlynn. I generally try to avoid bras, therefore I'm becoming a hermit because Flopsy and Mopsy ain't going outside untethered. Oh, spooky. Tethered. God, I don't know what it is about old age where you just do not. I refuse to wear actual, like, structured bras anymore. Give me a bralette, you know, sports bra. I'll wear those. That's about as good as it's getting. Oh, brioche. That's the dream if it all came off evenly, but it doesn't for me. I'm like, I guess apple shaped. Even though I've got thicker legs, I don't know. I'm a potato. Which is ironic because I love potatoes and that's what's done this to me. Eating a lot of carbs. Bras crush the soul while trying to contain the girls. One of COVID-19 blessings. Didn't have to wear those all day. I know that's probably the big upturn of COVID-19 was a lot of people were working from home that could. I mean, you were blessed if you had a job at the time that allowed you to work from home. Um so that you could still like afford a roof over your head without going fucking broke. But I lived for the time where I was working from home and able to not be in meetings to where they had to see me. I know they're monsters. They're so monsters. But like how can you have I have to have at least some type of potato throughout my day. And it's really rough trying to limit your amount of carbs while also like could fully live off just carbs. Like I am not as big of a meat eater. I'm a side person. Cookie butter bread. I miss banana bread so much. I made peanut butter cookies over the weekend. I wanted something that tasted like, I don't know if this is showing my age or not, but I really love the coconut peanut butter candies. I think they're called Chico sticks or Chico sticks. And essentially that's what I made. I made a peanut butter cookie with coconut cake mix and then just added sugar-free maple syrup to it to kind of bind everything together for like an eggless cookie. and, and I baked those and it tasted like a Chico stick and I was in heaven. But they are so rich that one is you're done. It's a one and done. Good lord, we're gonna be covering Chantal next because apparently she needed a moment. Oh my god, I think I got something like that for one Christmas. That's such a nice memory. Cookie butter or banana bread. I love banana bread. I could literally have a slice of banana bread with like hot banana bread with a little bit of cinnamon butter or honey butter. Oh, the Chico sticks. Oh, I love Chico sticks. It's such like a vintage candy anymore. They're so good. I love coconut. Anything with coconut in it and sometimes peanut butter, I'm good. I'm good.
Not asking for personal info on Jade, but was she just as messed up as Amber mentally? She seemed to be more mature, but it's sounding like she was struggling too. All I have to say to that is I think anybody on this planet would struggle if they were Amber Lynn's long-term live-in partner. Has Emily's daughter met Amber yet?
I had to go carnivore for about 3 weeks, then ketovore to be able to handle the carb cravings. Unfortunately, I'm trying to not go on insulin, manage kidney disease, and get rid of my fatty liver. Yeah, that's what sucks. I'm type 2 diabetic, so I have to limit my carbs, and that's what sucks. I have to do a lot of like sugar-free stuff with my desserts. I have a sweet tooth. I can't help it. Brioche. Never mind. I never had a Chico stick before. I was looking at the wrong thing. Let me bring up what they. I don't even know if I'm spelling them right. Sticks. I think it's this. Chico sticks. Chico stick. God. Essentially, it's peanut butter and toasted coconut. They're so good though. They used to give them. I remember going trick or treating with my oldest daughter when she was probably like 5, 4 or 5, and like she got a bunch of Chico sticks. She's like, "What are these?" And I was like, "You're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn. These are the best candies that you're gonna get." As far as like the vintage candies, because I think she also got like, I think they're called Zappos or something like that, and then she got the wafer satellites. I found that what I was thinking of. I googled early 2000s chocolate tins. Yeah, it's almost like a Butterfinger. It's like if Butterfinger added coconut to uh that center. I think it's pretty much the same thing.
No, but they FaceTime. Does Amber still talk about Destiny or any of her exes, despite claiming she'll never badmouth her?
A hipster neighborhood. Back in Texas, I did. I lived in a very suburban neighborhood. It was a lot of like younger families. I remember going trick or treating with my daughter, and there was this cute little gay couple, and the guy came out and he had just a little and almost like a flight deck for like little shots, and it was a flight of jello shots that he was giving out to the adults that were coming around with their kids to trick or treat. And I'm like, you're my new favorite people that live in this cul-de-sac. Like, giving out jello shots, love it. Oh, the full size candy bars. Yeah, I loved that episode. I know. I loved the parents that thought of the adults having to go on the trick or treating trips with the kids. Usually a group full of kids too. It was never just one kid. It was like your kid and their friends.
Her exes? Yeah, all of them. Did wifey really ask for no contact? Uh, yeah, she did. And Amberlynn has tried to reach out a couple times since, and
Ooh, has Amber tried reaching out since getting with Emily though? Is Amber still like keeping people on the back burner? Sorry, my lips are so freaking dry. I don't know what's happening. Uh, but is Amber like still keeping people on the back burner for like waiting out for Jade? Like, why would you still try to contact Jade? Jade's not with you anymore, doesn't want to be with you anymore, and apparently was abusive towards you. So why would you want to continue to be in a relationship or try to be in a relationship or have some kind of contact with somebody that was so abusive towards you? And like, I feel like that plays into what she said about Casey and how they were supposedly abusive to her and like all these bad things, but yet she's going to them for advice on, intimate matters, like asking how her pillow mountain smells. if it stunk down there, did she need some Febreze or need to throw a couple Gain refreshers in there, you know? Yeah, and Jane asked for no like why would you continue to want to poke the bear if that was the issue? But I'm a mom. If I am nothing, if I'm not a mom first, and scent boosters are life for one, and two, I know that there's something that Amber frequently uses in her day-to-day laundry, so the reference is not unfounded. She has to be the most loved person ever. She can't let people go. That's the thing. Like, she claims all this traumatic shit. It's like, how fucked do you have to be in the head to want to cling to people that you have told the internet, have told hundreds of thousands of people that abused you either physically or mentally and emotionally? Like, I just don't get it.
She hasn't ever responded, and I'm assuming probably wants nothing to do with her. However, Jade, if you are somehow hearing this or watching this video, I just want to say that I really hope that you are doing well and that you have.
I'm sorry, I just now looked at the fucking the thumbnail for who's asking the question, and like out of the corner of my eye I was like, is that Jade asking the question? There's a thin line between cling and if she can't have someone, no one can. Scary. Yeah. Yeah. That's Amberlyn for ya. I'm more interested in like Amber is now in a relationship with somebody that's very much her equal, and the fact that they've also like seem to be very predatory on people and very wanting to isolate who they are interested in. And I'm wondering how it's going to work out when two narcissists with mental health issues are in the same home. Like, how's that gonna work? I guess we'll see. I think it's gonna get very messy very fast. So obviously she delivered on this one being very messy very fast. Yeah, it's gonna be very juicy. You know what? This may be Christmas early for us. You know, by like what she's supposed to move. She was supposed to move Erica in August. 911 will be on speed dial. I think Tommy will want to be on camera. Oh, 100%. 100%. You got eyebrows like that and you don't want to be seen? Her eyebrows give me so much fucking life. Like, will we get a will we get a redemption arc for Amberlyn's eyebrows? Will she show Amberlyn how, like, is she gonna overpluck them for Amber, or is she gonna attempt to try to draw them in? Can you fucking imagine Amber coming on with like little derp eyebrows? I would fucking live. She won't allow her to have eyebrows. I wonder if it's going to be a thing where like she's going to like progressively get worse with her demands for Amber. Like, we're cutting out friends now and we're making Amber post her to the internet. Is it going to be like, you can't wear makeup anymore? I don't want you to wear that anymore. I want your hair down. Rottweiler brows. I mean, she'll be too busy cooking and managing the bank account. I know, honestly. I just noticed that, Chris. I watched her. Somebody clipped her and I was watching it and I was like, man, her eyebrows are so far up. It almost looks like drag eyebrows. I was like, how tight is her fucking hijab for them to be that high up on her forehead? Like, I would really have to draw mine up. I've done angry brows before. I've done drag eyebrows. They're fun, but like they don't call them face spanks for nothing. Yeah, her shit is like, it keeps it tight. They have to be penciled in that high. I know. Her face here lately has just been so like, I don't know if it's her filters aren't working very good anymore or what's going on. Joan Crawford did it, yeah. My favorite movie is of Joan Crawford, and it's Mommy Dearest. I fucking love that movie. No wire hangers. Love it.
Have healed from this, even like just a little bit. Has she tried to manipulate you into silence since the live stream? No, she's scared of me because I have too much tea on her, and her and Emily actually can both.
I wonder if it visibly droops when she releases her face at the end of the day, like when you take off your bra. I noticed that like around her like chin and neck region when she goes to such a good movie. I know. That is like my favorite older movie. And it's just because I'm like, family trauma, narcissistic mother. Even though my mom wasn't narcissistic, I had a narcissistic father, but like relatable. Um the filters are giving up. But I noticed like when she's been having issues with her hijab like towards her jawline and stuff. And it's probably cuz it's very constricting and probably feels like she's being choked. Especially if she's trying to stuff as much food into her fucking gob as quickly as possible. But I noticed when she goes to adjust it and move it around that like there's a lot of sagging of her jowls. And I know she claims that she's still losing weight, right? And I mean, it doesn't really show up for us on camera. Maybe it's because we see her so often that we don't notice the weight loss. But I'm also like, sure, Jan. And I don't know. It's weird if she's consistently still losing weight. A lot of people have said that it's probably due to her diabetes being uncontrolled, and she may be lying to us about what her actual numbers are, and her medication change. Because now isn't she just on insulin and the forget what the other fucking medication that she's supposed to be on. I think it's supposed to be for cholesterol though, isn't it? Yeah. But if she is continuing to drop weight even after what we see her eat daily, that could be really concerning. And then and then the reveal of what she's got, the what she's got going at home. If you haven't seen it, you're not missing much. But if you have seen it, you didn't see much. And that could be why she's so angry and why she's continuing to eat out of control, like refusing to get any kind of handle on the situation. It's because she's unfulfilled. And that can make women do weird things, I guess. I wouldn't know, but I've heard. Don't blink, you'll miss it. You know, and I don't think Middle Eastern men are much of doing like the other things to accommodate for having, you know, no meat in their bun or less meat in their bun or something to that effect. I don't think they're much on like making sure that their partner is also satisfied, which the partner in question could also be a factor in that on whether or not that's happening. But no wonder she's so grumpy. I would be grumpy. I would be grumpy if I was unfulfilled, unsatisfied. Yeah, I don't think that he's doing the extracurriculars to make sure that she's also having a good time. Yeah, she's trying to fill that void. I mean, we know that she's a size queen. We've heard tell of it in the past that Chantal is a size queen, and you know when you're not getting adequately um filled. Freud would have a lot to say about her pickle fixation. Fucking stop. Oh my god. Brioche, that was too on the nose. Solid as a switch. Chantal may not know what to do with him. Yeah, because Chantal just is like, she just lays there, right? She doesn't really do much as far as anything active in that department. I mean, she can get a leg up, I guess, but how long is she going to be able to keep it there? Even if he were to, I mean, how long would he be able to hold it there? And like, what angle would he have? Even if he was at an angle, there's no getting, there's too much cushion there for any kind of pushing. You know what I mean? What does this channel become? If she passes out on top, he is a goner. You know she's physically miserable. No way she enjoys much of anything. This cushion pushes back. This cushion is memory foam. Like, if you push against it, it's not doing much. It can accept it, but I don't think you're getting through anything. Having nom flashbacks. Sounds very accommodating. You know, I don't doubt that he doesn't, you know, feel fulfilled, but she is unable to. And that's the issue that we're having here. That's why he's going and playing cards at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. And why she is ordering out and eating multiple meals on live streams and doing mukbangs of just not leaving the apartment is because she is unsatisfied. And maybe that's why she wants to keep going back to Canada. Maybe that's why that's always her go-to when it comes to, you know, showing him, because she can go and get a foot long in Canada. She can go and get, well, not a foot long. She can go and get a Subway sandwich in Canada. But then she misses like him, and that's the issue that we're having here, I guess. Because he will claim her. The Subway sandwich is not going to claim her. It's a hit it and quit it type deal. Or the homeless population of Canada. God, like, how could you live with that on your conscience? That a homeless man could outperform you and make you happier. Maybe he's asexual. That weirdness with Kybella was so odd. Like, he didn't even know how to talk about sex. I mean, that could more, Spooky, that could more play into Middle Eastern men in general. I think they're, a lot of how they interact with women in general is going to come off perverted almost, because they're so conservative. It's a different, I guess it's they're raised differently. Some speculated he talks like he used to work with. Oh my god, that probably is Brioche. She is fishing in the wrong pond. She needs to toss him back and return to her home base. For a brief moment, I thought that said homeless. She needs to return to her homeless, meaning like the homeless men that she was having sex with out on. Wasn't it like a rock or something? Just on the ground. Like requesting specific time blocks for their activities on the rocks. Homeless seems to float her boat. Like, how awful would that feel as a husband that a homeless man was able to satisfy your wife over your abilities to satisfy? I mean, maybe he doesn't really care if he satisfies her as long as he finishes. He doesn't care who finishes second or if they finish at all. Just as long as he finished the race. Sorry, I hit my keyboard and I pushed play. As long as he finishes the race, he doesn't care after that. He doesn't care if anybody else finishes the race. Ugh. I can only imagine the smell because, for one, like being out in the elements, not having access to certain things. And I'm just imagining how the smell in relation to like the what the hell did they used to call them, the carnies from the state fairs and stuff, the people that would travel for these fairs, for the putting together the rides and the attractions and things. Usually they were not the best smelling people, the most hygienic people. Most of the time they were, I think, borderline alcoholics or addicts, to be 100% honest. But it just reminds me of like small town fair carnies. I will never forget him trying to get away from her on the couch while putting his hand under his nose. The disgusted look on his face was priceless. She probably farted, to be 100% honest. We know that she's not a stranger to just letting them rip. She was born in a barn. Like, this man married you at first sight, essentially. Married you at first sight, and you are just a barn animal. Eating slop, farting, burping. By the time she bent over and he made a gross sound. She really does have no shame. And I don't know, I guess I don't know where that comes from. Maybe it's just time has made her that way, less ashamed of anything that she does. Like, literally, she will do the most atrocious shit and be like, I don't care. When obviously she does kind of care, because we wouldn't have rages if she didn't care. The camel kissing. Chantal's wild.
Was she rejected for weight loss surgery? That whole arc and ending didn't add up. Yes, because she couldn't stop binging.
This right here was the tea that I was wanting. Like, I was wanting stuff regarding her recent, like, weight loss arc that she did. Like, I was wanting to hear the truth of the matter. And we got it. We got it. Amber was rejected for the weight loss surgery. It wasn't she didn't want it or that she was scared of it. She was rejected because she wouldn't follow the fucking dietary program. All of us knew. Like, I'm pretty sure like 95% of the community knew that this was the reason she did not have weight loss surgery. It wasn't because it was of her not wanting it or her choosing. It was them being like, You're not following our program. Like, how are we going to do this if you can't follow the program? It's meant to be followed because this is exactly liar Lynch strikes again. And like, she wonders why her audience has an issue with her and telling the truth. It's because she fucking lies about everything. Yeah, she gains and loses the same, like, between 3 and 10 pounds. She gains and loses them over and over again. And like, I'm not even convinced that her newest weigh-in is actual, at least not without still being on Ozempic. I don't know, especially with how she's been eating and drinking. There's no fucking way, because it's not like she's more mobile. But we also always lose a good chunk of weight at the beginnings of most relationships. At least here recently, we've been dipping in the weight loss in the honeymoon stage, and then after the honeymoon's over, fuck off, I guess.
Did Amber give you any support after Girl World attacked you for being her friend? Did she take your calls at 3 a.m. and comfort you, or was it all one-sided? No, she didn't care. At all. Is she a chronic liar? Is 1 + 1 2?
She thinks we're stupid and blind. Yeah, I think a lot of it is she thinks that people have her same Swiss cheese brain memory, her PTSD memory, conveniently. But I mean, you edit your own content, Amber. You know what you're fucking putting out there. I don't understand how you don't see it. Like, if you need, before you upload something, I think you should take a refresher of your content before you go and make statements in a new vlog where you still have time to edit it out. Oh, 100% brioche. The honeymoon phase, I think that's what she most enjoys about these relationships, is the honeymoon phase. And then once they're over, that's when she starts plotting, you know, talking to other people, and like, so she has a pool to cast her fishing line back out to hook another one. It's gross. That's not how you should treat people. Like, to quote Michael Jordan, get help. Get help. Stop it.
Is the grass green? Do dogs bark? Before all the evidence came out about Tommy, what made you think Tommy was...
That's a hell of a fucking question. That is one hell of a fucking question. What made you think Tommy was fertilizing Amber? What the fuck fucking question is that? Are we on Sala? Oh, this is not Chantal. What are they talking about fertilizing for? I understand Amber is, I guess, the cow in this situation, but why is Tommy fertilizing her? This isn't Chantal and Sala. I know there's a lot of similarities, but this is not that one. Oh, maybe. That's still a weird way of fucking wording that, though. Why couldn't they have just said, what made you think Tommy was embalming Amber? Why don't we just say that? Fertilizing Amber is such a fucking weird way to word that.
Fertilizing Amber. I'm assuming the word that you're looking for is fetishizing. And the difference...
Maybe they meant fetishizing and it just autocorrected weird. I know my autocorrect is a fucking finicky little shit. Maybe they meant like buttering her up. Ew. No, maybe their autocorrect fucked up. Mine does it a lot. I would honestly not put it past that. Cultivate, groom, hard to say, yeah. Yeah, I guess either way really works.
In my eyes, between a preference and a is the intensity at which you experience said preference.
Yeah, my whole thing with the preference being thrown around though is that, you know, it's weird because I think preference ends at it being a situation of handicap. You know what I mean? You can't go around telling people that you have a preference for only dating handicapped women. No, that is a fetish. I'm sorry. But that's what I associate that as. Amber is obviously above a certain weight threshold where it's no longer considered like chubby chasing or I'm into plus size women. No, that's no longer that. But if I say I only date drug addicts, exactly. Like it I mean that's wrong for one, but also you might need to unpack that with somebody. That seems a little bit uh that would be a fetish at that point, you know? And I don't like how Amber gave the narrative that this was her preference, that she prefers super large women. That it's no longer a preference. If you are immobile and they are having to take the part of caretaker for you, I mean her fiance, the person she loved and adored and was creating content to further make them immobile and put them in harm's way, um was like almost or was 1,000 pounds. The woman that she went after in the TikTok DMs before Amber, during Amber, whatever, was also a woman of considerable size that had mobility issues. And because I prefer doing the honors, that is so fucking morbid. But that could be it as well. Like maybe that's the end game here, is this person just likes having that amount of say over somebody else, having that much power over somebody else. Because obviously if Amber becomes immobile, as we saw with her ankle incident a few years back, it's been a few years now, right? Or yeah, it's been a few years back now, because she was still with Jade when that happened. But with the whole ankle incident, Amber ended up developing walking pneumonia because she wasn't active. She wasn't getting up out of bed and was just a walking or a non-walking. She just like bed rotted essentially, and developed walking pneumonia. Is this going to be another incident where, you know, Amber gains a bunch of weight and then goes to do something simple as walk Twinkie, and we have another issue with her lungs? Like, she's already set up to not be in the best situation for things of that nature to happen to her, something to happen with her lungs or her respiratory system because of her size. But I think this is just going to add to it, honestly. I don't think Spooky, the only reason I don't think Amber would participate in the feeder stuff, at least not showing her face. I don't think that they would be dumb enough to show their faces. But the only reason I wouldn't think that Amber would be quick to jump to that, even for monetary gain, without it being in total anonymity and hiding who she was, would be for the community finding out. She would never fucking live that down. But at that point, I think she'd be making, honestly, if she wanted to go that route, she would make good money doing it. But would she ever go that low? Maybe if she left YouTube. Maybe. Maybe she could be persuaded into doing that if she left YouTube. I don't know. I guess look out for does she have any? I guess look out for the arm scabs, and we've never seen her legs before, so that would be a trip, right? if if the nudes leaked with showing an ankle or a leg. We've never seen those before. I honestly wouldn't know if it was hers or not because I've never seen it before. I've never seen her wear a dress without leggings on. But I guess moving forward, if we see Soft Loved Into it, that's going to be the title of her first video for a camming site. Soft Loved Into It. That's such a softcore title. When was the last time she showed her legs? I honestly don't think that she's ever shown her legs. Maybe with Crystal, maybe if we go far enough back, but I don't think she ever has. I think she's always worn pants or worn leggings. I would only accept it if there was 70s themed soft music playing in the background. That's the only way I'm going to accept that. I think she's more been like always been ashamed of her how thick her legs are, and I think she also has like a lot of fungal infections happening on her legs. That's why she's developed cellulitis so often on her leg areas, because of how the lymphedema and such have engrossed what was a normal leg. Never in the Crystal era so far. Yeah, I don't see that she's ever shown her legs then. And like it's so sad because ironically I think letting them air out would help. I know. I wonder if she ever showed her legs with Casey. I mean, eventually she shows her legs to her partners. I think eventually they see them. Obviously, if they're intimate, they're gonna see her legs, unless she's wearing chaps that only that only show access to the what did she fucking say? I'm just gonna say perfect coin purse. She does do pantless live streams. Yeah. So she does end up showing them, but she's never shown the internet her in normal clothing. Can she bend her knees? I don't know. Which has always made it interesting for me, like how she was able to participate in lesbian relations. Like how was she ever able to reciprocate if it's hard for her to get up off the floor or be there for any extended period of time? Or so I don't see her laying on her stomach. Hello, Patricia. You came at a very interesting time. How are you this wonderful Tuesday evening? But I don't know if you remember, Brioche, the video that she did to prove to us that she could touch her toes. Do you remember that video? She's able to touch her toes, but she never bends her knees to do so. Yeah, the whole face sitting thing. Thank you, Patricia. The whole face sitting thing I don't think would work because Amber can't lay flat on her back. And then her being on her stomach, I don't think she can lay on her stomach either if she can't lay on her back because of all the pressure. She always has to be at an angle to sit up, kind of, because of how her back is. She has to be like sitting up. That's why Pillow Mountain has been so iconic in the Amberverse, is because she has to like prop herself up. And I think it's because she has sleep apnea, honestly, and just refuses to go and get that diagnosis because she's ashamed of that. Hopefully her partner has a background in gymnastics. See, I don't know if that would be like, the partner should be able to, you know, with some maneuvering, get up in there. And because she doesn't have a fupa and she has a perfect coin purse, apparently, the perfectly fluffed Pillow Mountain, apparently, and there's no interference from anything organically happening there, they should be fine getting Is this too much? Is this too much? We're having an anatomy lesson, but it's an Amberlyn anatomy lesson. I'm trying to discuss this as undisgustingly as possible. I'm 5'7" and 160 pounds. I cannot sleep on my back, and I have tummy weight. Yeah. When it comes to her reciprocating, that's when they'll need a set of very specific skills. Very Liam Neeson. I have a particular set of skills. I know Amber likes the hand gesture a lot, apparently, likes giving it, but I'm just like, what position? Like, how much? She doesn't have a king size bed, does she? Or is it a king size bed? Like, how much room do you have for a partner to be able to, excuse me, to be able to maneuver themselves? And like, is she cradling them like an infant child and doing the do that way? How does it work? I need Amber to make diagrams for us. If that is her next live stream where she gets a little bit loosey goosey with how she's talking, I think that should be brought up. Can you please draw us on a whiteboard how you are able to manage Pillow Mountain? I'm 5'6" and I'm a very heavy bitch. And I sleep on my back, I sleep on my sides, sleep on my stomach. It just depends how I want to sleep. My soul is weeping. Oh my god. A boom. You're the shortest here. She's sleeping alone. Nobody's going to sleep beside that noise. Yeah, she's definitely. I think she's definitely gonna have some form of sleep apnea, whether she wants to admit to it or not. It's just how she has to sleep. What I can't get over, and the fact that she's like, it'd be too embarrassing. I just don't want to know. I've never been tested. I just don't want to know. How unfortunate I have the kitty cam on and none of the kitties are over in the cam area. Little boogers. She's never taken responsibility for anything. I wouldn't care if she didn't lie. Exactly. If Amber didn't lie all the damn time. Summon a kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. I mean, I have the one on the back of my chair. He's always there. He's my hangout buddy. I know, he blends in. I miss when they used to be small and I could put bell collars on them and they'd run around batshit crazy. Aw, thank you, Patricia. Yeah, he's my little sweet baby. I say little, but he's a big boy. He's my biggest boy. They just use my furniture as they will. I've had to resort to I have to put like a cover over my my desk area when I'm not here, because they will literally come up and sleep on my keyboard. And then I go to like log in to check my emails and stuff for work related stuff. Oh, thank you, Patricia. I try. I mean, who else am I gonna be? I don't have the patience to try to mimic other people's personalities like our dear beloved Amber. Now I'm going to browse kittens on Pet Finder. Ugh. I found so many. I love cross-eyed cats. I can't help it. My boy back here, he's cross-eyed. I love cross-eyed kitties. But anytime I come across a cross-eyed kitty on Pet Finder or on like the local ASPCA sites, I'm just like, and my husband's like, we already have 4. We have 4. I know, but wouldn't it be cool if we had one more? It's always like the cross-eyed cats or a small dog with something wrong with them. They're either missing a limb, missing an eye, have an underbite or an overbite. Something's wrong with them. Always. I have a soft spot for Ooh, this is a juicy question. Is ALR the same as she appears online? It's like a healthy Munchausen. Like, I just want to show you love. I know you're a broken animal and everybody's going to overlook you for the cute, normal looking things. And I'm just like, I will take you home and I will love you as the imperfect, perfect little being you are. I know when I first moved to Florida, when I first came out here to live with my husband, at that time he was my fiance, but when I first came out to live with him, we went to the local ASPCA and there was some kind of pug mix, which I love pugs. Like that is I love pugs without the super smushed in faces. Like I like it when they have a little bit of nose, so I guess it's a pug mix. I love pug mixes. And they had a pug mix of some kind. I don't know what he was mixed with, but he was missing a back leg. He had a backpack on. It was a weighted backpack because he had anxiety issues. He was missing an eye and he had an underbite. And I looked at my husband and I was like, I want it. He was like, you've got to be kidding me. He's like the one animal in here that looks like he's on death's door and you want to take it home. And I was like, I can't help it. That's what I want. I want him. And we didn't get him at the time because we just moved into an apartment. But if he would have still been there. Oh, thank you, Patricia, for becoming a member. I keep on forgetting to put my stream notifications on here so it blows up and you guys can have some kind of thank you.
Stop shit talking me.
There we
Jesus.
go. There we go. But there is an animation that goes with that. See if I can frickin' pull it up here. What am I doing? Something. I really need to pull it in here, and so I might as well do it while I'm being held accountable on stream here. Oh, thank you for gifting a membership. That's so nice. Now to try to find, is it events? Maybe event. There we go. There we go.
Stop shit talking me. Jesus. Stop shit talking me. Jesus.
All right, Brioche, we're gonna go on and look at kittens. That's it. That's it. No. We'll do it at the end of the stream. Let's see. ALR the same as she appears online.
Is ALR the same as she appears online? More or less insufferable, depending on the day. Who has been your least favorite Amber Lynn Reed partner? The current one. I mean, Erica was bad, but
I know. I miss messy Chantal. I mean, I don't advocate for you being with a partner like he was, but I do miss messy Chantal. I feel like she was more authentic and more, I don't know, happy, honestly. Let's go for the blue denim shirt with Foodie.
I don't know, maybe it's a horse apiece. Or maybe a co-horse? Have you privately called her out on?
I know, Brioche. It seems like her personality is dulled to an extent, but also I think she just has like nothing there. Yeah, the only time you really get glimpses of Chantal's personality is when she's spitting venom at people. But other than that, like her day-to-day life kind of fucking sucks. Like who would be jealous of that? You were confined to a fucking 2-bedroom apartment all day in and day out. You don't go anywhere because it's too hot outside. You don't do anything because it's too hot outside. And that doesn't really change because Kuwait doesn't really get cold per se. It's just consistent food. And a lot of it I don't even think as, I think some of it is food addiction, but I also think that Amberlynn and Chantal both are people that eat when they're bored or eat when they don't like know what to do with themselves. And I think that's also a part that's being played in this. I mean, granted, she also has uncontrollable diabetes and refuses to change her diet because it would be an inconvenience to things that she's craving. Yeah. And that's a lot of the reason why I don't like watching a lot of her content anymore, is because I feel like it's just like, I mean, it's just like Hungry Fat Chick, Candy. They are literally eating themselves to death. Oh, Patricia gifted another membership. She should play video games.
Stop shit talking me. Jesus.
Play video games at least, or keep her mind spinning even if she sucks at them. Yeah. That's the thing, like I have loads of other hobbies. Some of them are more expensive than others. This is obviously one of my hobbies. But like I don't think I could live in the house and not go anywhere or do anything. I have to do something. There's sometimes I even get so bored on days that I can't go out because it's either like torrential storming, tropical storm outside or whatever, that I'll sit there and I'll be like, okay, it's a good time to deep clean the house. Yeah. Oh, Patricia, thank you. I appreciate that. So nice. It's been a slow growth. I've had this channel for like 3 years. I've slowly upgraded things because I like learning new things. I love teaching myself things. I've taught myself to edit. I've taught myself to conduct these live streams.
Jesus.
Albeit not as professionally, but you know, it's still a work in progress. But I like for them to be a nice time, and a lot of the times my live streams are more unscripted and I kind of just talk about whatever, and I talk with y'all and we have a nice time. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of what's talked about, at least on this side of the community, like reaction channels in general, um, they're kind of niche. Remember when Chantal had that weird guy singing her name in her intro? Yes. Oh, Patricia, that's so sweet of you. Yeah, I have a full-time job on top of this as well. Full-time job, run a TikTok where I just post like condensed clips of things. Usually not using my own voice, but for TikTok it's quick content. You need it quick. I'm not going to most of the time I'm not going to talk on those. And then I have this where I get to give my commentary and my opinions on things. Some people like it. Do you the working 7 days, do you enjoy your cleaning company? Is that something you enjoy doing, is cleaning? I know some people love cleaning. I enjoy cleaning in spurts. I love it. I love the smell of it after. It was growing up in a family where my mom was like a germaphobe. So I remember washing our walls in bleach and, deep cleaning every Sunday. And it got to be a lot. And then it made me kind of, I'm screenshotting cats for later. There's so many that meet your preferences. uh, I love cats. I love animals in general. I miss having ferrets, but I think losing my ferrets after only having them for the one I had for 6 years, the other I had for 8. I was like, after losing them, I can't. It's not long enough. I would say my favorite chores involve like organizing things. I don't necessarily like dusting, but I know it has to be done. And I kind of detest mopping. Their lifespan varies. They don't have a very long lifespan in general, but a lot of the ferrets in the US that are bought through like pet stores and such are not well taken care of and don't have a very good pedigree as far as longevity. And a lot of the times they end up developing cancers, which is unfortunate. And to see them go through like adrenal disease or a form of cancer is just it's heartbreaking. Yeah. Which is unfortunate because they're amazing pets. Like they are so funny. Yeah, that's another issue that the thyroid issues are uh they show up a lot in raccoons as well, which is odd. But like the raccoon is the cat of the bear world, right? Something like that. The movie Femme. Let's pause this for a minute. Let me look that up really quick. I love movie suggestions. I like unique films. I'm trying to convince my husband to rewatch P.S. I Love You because I want to cry. I'm taking your husband's side on this. For PS, I love you. Listen, I even cried. I cry a lot, okay? If it's something emotional and meant to pull like an emotional response out of you, I am gonna full on ball. Like, yeah, I saw that the YouTube chat disconnected and reconnected. I thought it was my internet at first, and I was like, eh, hopefully it comes back. But it wasn't my internet, so. Yeah, Barbie made me cry. Deadpool Wolverine made me cry. What else made me cry recently? It was some movie that me and my husband watched. The Bear made me cry. The second season, or was it third season of The Bear, made me cry. The most recent season made me cry. I'm just a emotional gal. Yeah, thyroid issues are pretty prevalent in a lot of people, and some people go undiagnosed with thyroid issues and just don't understand why they can't lose weight as quickly as other people or why they hold weight in certain places. I have an overactive thyroid, which is probably a good reason why I carry a lot of weight in my face, but 47 Ronins had a really sad ending. I just say that on YouTube before I got taken down. Oh, saw it on YouTube. 47 Ronins. What kind of movie is that? This 47 Ronins. Ooh, it's a Keanu movie from 11 years ago. I wonder if my husband's watched this. He likes samurai movies. I'll have to ask him later. He likes both Keanu and samurai. I like Keanu to an extent. I really wish they would hurry up, and the end was not what I expected. I hate that when that happens. But I really wish they would light a fire under their ass to finish, or at least attempt to finish, Constantine 2. Like, I want a Constantine 2. I want a Constantine 2 before Keanu Reeves dies. I want a Constantine 2. Like, that's all I ask. Before I die, I want a Constantine 2. Aw, spooky. Constantine is so good. The comics are also well written. But ever since they hinted around to doing a 2, and the fact that Keanu was like, oh yeah, I would definitely do one. And then they were supposed to have started it, but I don't know where they are in that process. And I just am like, it better come out before I die. Like, it needs to be made before something happens or before Keanu dies of natural causes, old age. I need. I want to watch another period piece like the Anne of Green Gables. I forget which show that I watched, which was a period piece. I think it was about King Charles. I'll have to look it up later. I'll post it on my community tab. I have PMDD. It can be just so disruptive. Can only imagine more severe hormonal disorders. I'm just emotional, and I'm sure hormones have a play in it. I'm just emotional. Like Amber, I love love. Not actually, but I'm one of those people that you really have to convince me. and I'm still gonna ask you. Are you sure? All right, let's finish up these questions. Have you privately called her out on lies before, and did you ever doubt your friendship with her before now?
On lies before, and did you ever doubt your friendship with her before now? Yes and yes. What was the vile comment Tommy told to Amber Lynn? Also, did you have a relationship with Jade also? That rumor is going around a lot. No. Amber Lynn's Jade and I did not have that kind of a relationship. But I did date a girl named Jade, from like February to like mid-April. Do you know how much she makes a month on YouTube? I have absolutely no idea. And quite frankly, I don't really want to know. What's the worst thing Al has done to you? Well, between the emotional whiplash and the constant gaslighting and the not caring about my wants or my needs or my thoughts or my opinions, I don't know. Do I have to choose?
Yeah, to be fair, Alexis vaguely said that she was in relationship with Jade and how she didn't think that that was going to start the rumor mill that she had dated Jade before Amber. I don't know how she didn't see that was going to play out that way. I think part of that was planned, how it was worded. But she was very vague with it. It came from a comment section in her TikToks of her stating that she had dated Jade, and that's how the rumor mill started. So, like, part of that is probably a little bit of Alexis is doing is starting that rumor.
Does she regularly send out to people on the internet that she's never met? Is she smart enough to at least cut her face out? Yes and no. Did Jaden?
I can't stand that Kybella. It's a grifter kind of thing, my opinion only. I mean, I'm not a fan of Kybella either. uh I will just set that record straight. If there was any disillusion that I favored Kybella at all, I am sorry that you thought that, but I also am not a fan of Kybella. I think people, even in trolling, if you're having to go that step to prove a point to somebody for internet clout, or I don't know what was the end game. I guess it was internet clout because she did make a YouTube channel. And I don't know. I'm not a fan of like going above and beyond to prove my point with somebody, especially Amberlynn and Chantal. Like they tell on themselves. Like it always comes out. And if it wouldn't have been Kybella, it would have been someone down the line. And the fact that Sala made it a point to, you know, entertain people within her inner circle of people that were paying members of her channel. I mean, he could be doing that to a lot of other women. Maybe not now, but he could have been. Like, if anything, I think Kybella opened Chantal's eyes to what Sala does when she's not around. But now she's like Amber Lynn and has Life 360 on him, where she's watching where he goes, making sure that he's where he says he's gonna be, and like constantly checks up on him. So I think he made that bet and now he's got a lie in it. Albeit very unsatisfying.
and Amber really have a mutual breakup, or did Jade initiate the whole thing? Personally, I just think Jade was fed up with everything and was like, I don't really care about the narrative that you tell your audience. I just want to get the F out of here. What did you mean by Tommy was rough with her? Like just the way that she like grabbed on her, like when Emily slash Tommy was in Oklahoma, they would FaceTime me, and I don't know, I just didn't like the way that she grabbed on Amber.
I don't. It's kind of hard to say over a FaceTime video how things are, what the dynamic is, because Amber could be enjoying that. So it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I mean, sadly, it's been her actually being abused twice. I'm not going to be a fan of Beauty just because she rifted him as well. Yeah. I mean, no party in the Chantal Sala verse is without sin. And you know how we feel about sin in these parts. We're our good Christian creatures. Amber loved it though. Yeah. She definitely didn't seem unopposed to it being done. But Amber also, it was so telling in her live stream about how she views relationships. And Amber is very much wanting to save a relationship by all means if she finds value in it. And that means accepting a lot of behavior that she normally wouldn't. So she's willing to take the fact that Emily may have been entertaining other women while she was starting talking to Amber. She's more than willing to accept that Emily may or may not have fed her ex-fiance to the point of illness and then passing. Amber is able to excuse away how she's being treated when they're both under duress, because Amber is also very verbally and I'm sure mentally abusive towards Emily, and then vice versa when they're under stress. Because I mean, mentally ill people, it's really hard for them to work together, for one, if they're not getting some form of treatment to help process things. And a journal and AI chat and like Google and WebMD, like they're not therapists. They're not legit therapy. You are not getting any help doing those things. It's not actually benefiting you at all or the situation. And the fact that that's Amber's go-to, and for the life of me, I can't understand why. Firstly, that Alexis wouldn't go towards trying to reach out to Amber's mother to explain the situation. Because if I was a friend, that would be my first go-to. It wouldn't be outing the person on the internet so that that person took accountability. It would be, I'm going to talk to your mother. Your mother is there with you. I'm sure your mother wants your best interest, even if she wants to play friend right now, because you guys are still trying to mend that fence. But this, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. Like, I feel like Amber does deserve this. Amber does deserve this outing to show what kind of person she is. But also, that's my thing. Like, I think Amber's mom would choose sobriety over Amber's drama because Amber willingly gets into this. But I think this could be a really dark place for Amber if it plays out how it did for Tommy's ex-fiance. I don't know though.
Especially when they were drinking. Like, it just felt very icky to me, and yeah, I don't know. Like, even Amber looked uncomfortable during some of the interactions between them. Are you considering doing vlogs on YouTube now? Well, I will say my life is significantly more exciting than Amber Lynn's, but I don't know. I'm trying to navigate through this like social media thing, and I don't know. We'll see.
My life is significantly more exciting than Amber Lynn's. I mean, anybody's would be more excited. Like, if you went outside on a regular basis already, your life is more exciting than Amber's. Most of her time is spent on her phone and the comfort of her home on Pillow Mountain or as Pillow Mountain. Something like that. So it's not a stretch for anybody that has a life outside of the internet to have a more exciting life outside of the internet. You know what I mean? So, do I think Alexis has a shot at making a vlog channel? Sure. Sure. I mean, there's more excitement in my morning routine with my kids at school than Amber's entire week combined. Like, there's only so many times that you can show going to the casino or going to bingo with your mom or going to the same restaurant, which I forget what fucking restaurant they go to, but getting the same dish day in and day out. It's got to be boring. It's got to be so boring. And like, there's no wonder why she mindlessly eats, because her life is boring without the glimmer of YouTube as a job that just affords her more, but like, at what cost? She has no social cues. She has no social life outside of the internet. Like, it's weird. It's weird. It's a weird spot to put yourself in.
I would love to hear your guys' opinion on it. But this is where I'm going to make my closing statement, and if you guys sat through all 20 minutes of this, you're a rock star. Okay, bye.
I thought with a closing statement it would be more like there was something else to be said, but that didn't happen. I would clean 100 toilets so I couldn't be her. I just Amber. And then I think there was something else I was going to update y'all on. I know, I thought there would be a proper ending. Again, we get edged with an ending. Not that I would know anything about that. Let's go ahead here to the Reddits, because I believe we had some shit go down with the EEBJ. She must like it that way. She refused to learn to drive or anything that would put her out in the world by herself. Yeah, well, it's not only that. Like, I can get, like, if you don't want to drive, if that's too much anxiety or whatever for you, or you don't feel safe doing it, obviously at her size, probably wouldn't be safe. But she has no independence. Like, she could just as easily call an Uber. She could easily call a cab. She lives in a fairly populated area enough to where they would have those services for her. But again, she would have to have accommodations to be able to have those. They're not going to be able to accept her in a normal sedan. Like a normal 4-door car is not going to be able to hold her uh safely. Like she has to have a larger vehicle, and that's not always going to be an option with those services. It's just it's the luck of the card sometimes, or the car, I guess. But having to be like fully dependent upon somebody to get you from point A to point B, that's a little much. My new neighbor has a Jeep. Don't let Amber know, or it's going to be her next victim. I mean, her next girlfriend. Or I guess boyfriend in this matter. I don't know what gender your neighbor is. He's safe. I live in DFW and I hate freeways. I just Google the long way. My grandkids hate it. Oh, you live in DFW? I used to live close to there when I lived in Texas. I lived in a little town called Keene. I lived for 5 of the 8 years that I was in Texas. Yep. Dallas Fort Worth. And then Keene was like a little town outside of Cleburne, Texas, which was another small town. And before that, I lived in Burleson. Huntsville, Ontario. I would love to go to Canada just to visit, just to say that I did. I know my dad visited Windsor, Canada for gambling when I was young. But I think that's probably the furthest that he had ever really been as far as around the US. Oh, I loved Burleson. I didn't want to leave it, honestly. Uh but Keene was also really cute. Like it was just a cute little town. You could walk everywhere, literally. Michigan, born in Sarnia, Ontario, back and forth. That's wild to go from Michigan to Canada. I feel like that is a stark difference. Well, is it really? They probably have similar weather. I just remember the winters when I would go to Michigan for the outlet malls. Flat Rock. I think that's what it was called. Flat Rock, Michigan. To the outlet malls. I remember going when I was younger, when I was still in school. Every winter, we'd go to the outlet malls, spend our Christmas money. So, with Emil, Emily, Beast Jack, Patricia, since I haven't seen you frequently in the chats, you may not be aware of who I'm talking about. So let me pull up a picture right quick before we get into this information so you know who we're talking about. Filter. Your filter. Everything here is custom. I custom crop these. Custom crop. There we go. All right. Now let's bring it up. So this right here is AML. Right here. Right. Sorry, I have my cam is mirrored so that like the text and stuff in the background isn't backwards. Let me bring him over here. So there we go. There. That's AML. This is a man. Now I'm not even trying to be like funny. I know some people would say transphobic, but he's not trans. He is a man with multiple personalities that he's able to switch back and forth between relatively at the drop of a hat. Yes, problems. He one of his personalities is a girl from 8 to 15 is the age range. That's why he presents most of the time in more feminine outfits. I want to see if A Beautiful Mess got her together yet. I don't think that's ever going to be a possibility of them getting it together. But yeah, they have multiple personalities, very problematic, very predatory online, have a cult of delusional women following, moderating for them. I have not covered Lisa. Well, I may have talked about her briefly, but I have not covered her yet. I have not done a deep enough dive into her yet. I need to, but I have not yet. I know Brioche is gonna love this. Spooky probably as well. Women on his, I think they're just as moderators, but also women that heavily donate to him, send him stockings and socks and panties and I guess this was I guess I don't know what this is. Apparently this was a live stream from last night. Yeah, looks like he's wearing some kind of garter. We've got the knee highs. No, his faces are giving I have to shit, but I don't know if that's trying to be sexy. Also, he doesn't dress like anybody that's, well, I guess if it's an overly sexualized 15-year-old, I guess that would be similar, but you're not dressing like an 8-year-old. 8-year-olds don't act like this. 8-year-olds certainly don't talk sexual, and if they do, there's some underlying issues there. But so some things happened, apparently. I'm gonna read from it. Now take of this what you will. This is from the Snark page, so, and this is coming from somebody saying this. This isn't gospel. This isn't, this is purely speculation at this point. Turn the internet off. purely anecdotal, if you will. But apparently a conversation was had with his moderator, Jordy. This is the woman that's married, has children, and mods for him all hours of the night, and flirts with him and sends him panties and gets used panties and used stockings sent back to her. I don't know what the hell she's doing with them, but at any rate, anyhow. Apparently, this person posted a conversation that was had between Jordy and Emil. And it goes something like, did anyone else catch him, meaning Emil, and Jordy explaining their special bond? He was literally talking about how they could lock themselves in a room for years and just make tons of babies and be content never coming out. Then Jordy proceeded to get in the box, which is the panel. They can have other people on their TikTok live stream to, I guess, co-live stream almost. She gets on infrequently, but she does get on there. I have heard her voice before. But apparently she got in the panel and they were telling each other they love each other and that their relationship is private and they owe no one any details. This person's like, her husband absolutely deserves the details. She is just as disgusting as he is at this point, and this is absolutely emotional cheating. He was talking about the package he sent her that he made. I can only assume that what disgusting bodily fluids he included in that package. Because he always, like, sends her things that he has worn because he wants her to wear them. And they kind of just go back and forth with sending each other worn garments. You know, to each their own. Not me, but civilization is due. Let's see what else. They have some videos on here, so I guess I'll play those. This is from the same live stream from last night. He must have taken off his shirt at some point because he had a tank. He has like that, not tank top, like camisole top underneath that I guess he thinks makes it look like he's wearing a bra or makes it feel like he's wearing a bra. I don't know the interminglings of this man's mind, and I don't really care to at this point. I think it would creep me the fuck out. I mean, it creeps me the fuck out outside of his mind, so I can only imagine getting a peek in there. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Thank you for joining tonight, and you have a good day or night, I guess. All right, we'll see you back if I'm probably going to be on at least, what time is it now? It's 8:30, probably another hour. So, if you don't see me live, you can watch us on the replay. But I appreciate it.
What we do here is music, guitar, rap, and we just kill it. We light it up for our fans. We love you guys. Let me see. I am managed by TikTok, and I'm getting this taken down. No, you don't look like it. You don't look like it. You only have 3,000 followers. Good luck. You can try. We don't break the rules, and even TikTok loves us. So
I don't know if it's him trying to keep that high-pitched voice is why he always sounds like he's straining to speak. I don't know. And I also like that he's totally like poking the bear. You only have 3,000 followers. Good luck. Like, what the fuck? I don't think it matters how many followers you have. I think it matters if you're violating terms of service or being inappropriate. I think that's probably more so what matters.
There's not a chance. Thank you, though. Goodbye. All right, everybody.
So it looks like directly after he antagonized that person for not being able to disconnect his live, they in fact disconnected his live stream. Oh, I love to see it. I love to see it. I don't love to see that though. Oh, we're gonna brush on
Don't
past
worry,
that.
Jordy's gonna come in the box.
When was this from? This was probably the night before his live stream. You ever see the South Park episode where they looked in Cartman's mind? That was amazing. I guess 3,000 was more than enough. I probably have Spooky. It's been a minute. I'm so sad that South Park doesn't do like weekly shows anymore. I think they only create like one a month or whatever. Like they don't do it. Didn't it used to be like every week they used to create an episode? God, my daughter's out there slamming doors like she owns the house. Like she's paying rent.
Don't worry, Jordy's gonna come in the box. Definitely. Matter of time before Jordy comes in the box. All right. Are you ready? Everyone, well.
What is he drinking out of the water bottle? Stop saying it like that.
Ready?
Whoops, you messed up.
Duh. All right, now we are going to do a song for you guys. I'm going to do a song.
I always love the songs. Liquefied keyboard cleaner.
Emily's wild, and Emily doesn't care. And you know that. Yes, who told? Wow, takes a genius to know I'm a slut. I never would have guessed it. Never.
So, oh my god. This is so fucking gross because knowing that Emily, that alter that he's pretending to be, because obviously we have a brain and we know that he doesn't have DID. There's no multiple personalities happening here. This is your brain on drugs. But the fact that he fully puts out there that that girl's age is between 8 and 15 and then goes on to spread his legs and talk like that is disgusting. It's disgusting. He's doing it on a platform with a lot of kids, and then for the most part he doesn't age restrict these live streams. So people that are not 18 plus can see them in passing, which I mean that shouldn't be a thing anyhow. He's barely wearing anything most of the time. He gets up and does dancing where he's showing off panties, and it's gross.
Never would have guessed it. Straight up. I'm gonna say, trailer park, you gotta be, That's exactly what you guys are. Just losers. No one cares. And that's the only time of day I will ever give you. I did that for people like Jordy and for the new people.
I'm not clicking that. I'm not clicking that. I'm not doing it. I thought I was going to be the curious cat today. I'm not doing it. That is nightmare fuel. I don't know what the daily ranking thing is, so I would have no basis for comparison.
She is just this little chubby, just sucking on me. They all are. Mallory, these little guys, they're all little boys, like guys just sucking on us. Little boys, just, it's disgusting. That's who they are. All right. All right, are you ready? We always stay focused, girl. We are slaughtering it.
I'm sorry, we're gonna have to listen to that one again. I am so confused.
She is just this little chubby, just sucking on me. They all are. Mallory, these little guys.
Oh, he's talking about like the reaction TikTokers that talk about him on their live streams. They specifically, I think so. Not so much trolls, but like the reaction channels that live stream him, because they will live stream from like second phones or their TVs, and they'll have him playing in the background while they're discussing him. And he doesn't like that because they do it at the same time he's live streaming. It's a Chantal moment, but with more of a following, because he has like, a lot of the times he has like close to 500 to, I've seen as much as like 6,000 people in his chat before. It just depends, I think, on what he's doing. But a lot of people find their way to the reactors TikTok channels that are covering him to both see what he's doing and also be able to shit talk him without being booted by the mods. He definitely shouldn't have a platform at all. People are working really hard to get him kicked off because of the things that he says and how he chooses to conduct himself on his live streams. And also like the cult like following is weird. I'm sorry, it's weird.
It's just, they're all little boys, like guys just sucking on us. Little boys, just, it's disgusting. That's who they are. All right. All right, are you ready?
I find it weird that he's like calling these people that are reacting to him little boys that are sucking on him. That's weird. That's a weird parallel to draw from what they're actually doing. Like, he could have said anything else, like bottom feeders or, you know, catfish or whatever. But the fact that he had to say little boys is a little sus. All right, this is Mallory's video. I'm gonna, I guess I'll adjust if her, I don't know how her video is set up. Okay, so it still fits within my frame. I don't have to readjust.
How do you feel about people with the restroom? We're not getting into it. We already gave our answer. We already gave our answer, guys. Everyone knows it was a badass answer. My answer is, no matter how much Emily you are, no matter how much Emily I am, you're always Jack and Emil in the beginning. So what does that mean? That means if we allow it, then one will slip through who says they're going to become an Emily just to get to go in that bathroom. So you know what that means? No. No matter what I am, I don't care if I've got full breasts, I'm going in the guys' room. Because this...
I think part of it is he definitely is a predator. He probably always was a predator, but I think the drug use literally has made his brain cottage cheese. Like, It has literally made his brain just mush. He is very much the ick, yes. And he thinks that he's outsmarting people by trying to like maneuver conversation, but it doesn't work because he lets them bait him back into it. Oh, 100% he knows better than to use the women's room. Also, he's very transphobic. For a man that wants to dress like a woman and wants to jump in and out of acting like a child, a female child, he's very anti homosexual. I don't know. And that's not to say that like everybody who cross dresses is homosexual, but you can at least advocate that like there's spectrums. Like they're not all bad, obviously. But this one is teetering on being very predatory and bad. Yeah, that's the other thing. He's just after vulnerable people. And he's after people that are maybe a little naive to the world, or maybe people that prefer. I mean, I hate to use it as reference because it's so dumb, but the Wade Wilson stuff here in Florida with the guy just being attractive enough for women to be throwing themselves at him and knowing that he's dangerous. I think this is another one of those instances. Even though I don't find Emil remotely attractive, but maybe other women do. And maybe it's like 50-50 of his looks and the fact that he has a lot of damage. I don't know. I don't know what draws them like a moth to the flame to him, but a lot of women that you wouldn't think would give him the time of day do, and it's like blindly following him. It's weird.
Miss Emily was born an Emil, and that's just the answer forever. And whether they like it or not, all my fans or fans get mad, I have to be real. There's too many out there that are gonna fake it and say they're an Emily just to get in that restroom. And that's it. Not a chance. Because up here, you're always born different. See, we're different than women and our estrogen and everything up here. So no matter how much you turn into, even for that girl and guy on TikTok that are famous and they have a little boy who's saying, oh, I'm going to be a girl. Let me tell you, they're saying that's that little boy's choice. And it is. But here's the catch that nobody will acknowledge. It's because he's born around a trans woman already. Do you understand? So what it means is he never really got a full chance to be who he wanted to be. Here's why. He's born to a mother that's already trans, so naturally he's gonna watch that growing up. Do you understand? So that little boy is gonna say, yes, I wanna be a Barbie, and that's fine. But that's because he's already around a mother that's trans. You can't, if that little boy was around a mommy and daddy that was an original, that wasn't, that was a straight female and a father, that little boy would have a different opinion.
Honestly, Brioche, I don't think he understands either. I think he's lost the plot.
So even though he is making his own choice, you are altering it by having him born around a trans woman. And that is just the actual truth, whether they want to admit it or not. That's what it is. And I will be full Emily, always, without changing. I'm always going to be Emily, but I will always be in the men's restroom. Because no matter how much Emily I am, I'm always Jack and Emil. So, you know what? You could say...
I wish he would quit saying it like that because it sounds so bad. I'm always Jack and Emil. Quit saying that. Why does he say it like that? Because it sounds like he's suggesting that he's doing something with Amel. So Emily's always checking Amel. Why would he say it like that? I'm making myself cry. So stupid.
Hey, boys and girls, close your eyes. Do you feel like a boy or a girl? I don't care what you say. No matter what, you are always jacking Amel in the beginning, which means you stick with the restroom God had you born with. Even if you are completely changed, even if down there you're completely changed, you're still going in the men's room. No, because I am the full product of, I get that. Go home and use your bathroom. Then you can use whatever bathroom you want. Wait till you get home. But to make a scene and to cause issues, that's really not just trying to be a woman. You're just trying to cause scenes and start arguments. So basically, you're going against the grain just
After talking about boys sucking boys sucking him, and then going from that to Emily's always jacking Amel. I fucking can't. I can't. And the fact that he keeps saying it. I don't know if it's intentional that he's saying it like that, but I can't take it.
to try to, you're cutting full mustaches, whatever, and you're also getting done as a full woman, and now you're saying, I'm a full woman, I deserve to go in that restroom. Not a chance. Even Emily would drop you. I wouldn't let you go in that restroom. That's just what I believe. And that's my honor.
Y'all know that boy ain't right. He ain't right.
Damn right. Now that man says, bow down, bitch. Straight up. Straight up. Does that make sense? Straight up. All right. So, now, marry me, Emily. Marry me, Emily. Let me see. Who am I talking to? Hi, sweetie. I like your haircut. I like your face. Maybe I will. But you're going to have to accept one thing. I'm probably going to fuck about 1,000 other girls.
No fucking way. He's like, listen, you can love me all you want. You can want to marry me and I will marry you, but you got to accept that I'm just going to plow through anybody else with a hole for me to fucking fill. Like, god damn. Have some kind of fucking morality. Like, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna, anybody that wants it's gonna get it. Thousands of women. I've been reduced to single word messages.
At least I'm honest. At least I'm honest. That doesn't mean I won't take the marriage seriously.
Excuse me, what? That doesn't mean I won't take the marriage seriously. You're never gonna have just monogamy. It's gonna be me barely being able to be home because there's so many women out there. So many women. Good lord. That boy ain't right.
Merry Christmas, guys. Ho, ho, ho. If you follow my lives, you know I got 4 personalities inside of me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Animal. What's up, guys? There's Emily. There's Beast. And there's me, Jack. What's up, ladies?
So this is back. When was only a year ago? This was a year ago. So he was still kind of awkward with introductions for his alters a year ago.
If you follow my lives, you know I got 4 personalities inside of me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go.
Ashley Simpson. Holy fuck, he does. Why does he look like Ashley Simpson and Pete Wentz? Weren't they in a relationship? Am I losing my mind? Was it Pete Wentz? I think it was. He looks like Ashley Simpson and Pete Wentz's love child. Like, this is what I would envision their child would have looked like before Ashley Simpson had, you know, the dental work and everything done. And Pete Wentz, for that matter. Didn't he have fucked up teeth too? You know what? That's where he got the dance moves from. His mom. That'll do her. Got it from his mama. All right, that video just refused to play. Good Lord. Oh, somebody gave him a Galaxy. That's like $500. Well, I don't know what they get after TikTok takes their cut, but who spent $500 fucking dollars on him? I wouldn't give him a penny to fill his gap. Like, why are they giving him $500? The mini Tammy in the corner. He's not awkward now. Good Lord. Just showing his bounty of panties. Probably used panties. What is wrong with you?
Overload. Cuteness. Overload. And Lisa, these are probably, Jessica, these are probably some of my favorite stockings. I love these. I'm gonna do a video. When I'm done for all you guys on TikTok, because they love them. My little red and beige stockings. Shake it, Emily. You know it, girl. We're gonna do one more song and then we're taking it out.
He does. I love when they show like screenshots of all the lives that they've gotten taken down from him violating community guidelines. That's amazing. I love it. Rawr. Madonna now. We'll do a Madonna palette cleanser here.
These clouds create the purest rain on Earth. It falls on a remote tropical island in search of nature's best filter. Ancient volcanic rock. It's not just water. It's Fiji water.
It's Fiji water.
Express yourself, don't repress yourself. 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 And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. It's human nature. It's human nature. And I'm not sorry.
right, I got you. I got you, Brioche. I got you. I got you. I got you.
Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call.
Well, I can tell you what I was gonna do, and then I stopped myself automatically. I was gonna do JoJo Siwa, but I was like, I don't feel like dealing with that. They'll take my stream down.
And it feels like home. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there in the midnight hour. I can feel your power, just like.
What is that song that she's always singing? I feel like it's San Pedro. San Pedro, maybe? La Isla Bonita. Bonita. Hold on, I'll do one better.
¿Cómo fue que ese lugar? Last night I dreamt of San Pedro, just like I'd never gone. I knew the song, young girl.
2 rolls of toilet paper.
Like the desert. It all seems like yesterday, not far away. Tropical, the island breeze, all of nature wild and free. This is where I long to be, La Isla Bonita. And when the summer played, the sun would set so high, ring through my ears and sting my eyes. Your Spanish lullaby. I fell in love with San Pedro. Warm wind carried on the sea. He called to me. Te dijo te amo. I prayed that the days would last. They went so fast. Tropical, the island breeze, all of nature wild and free. This is where I long to be, La Isla Bonita. And when the summer played, the sun would set so high, ring through my ears and sting my eyes. Your Spanish lullaby. I want to be where the sun warms the sky. When it's time for siesta, you can watch them go by. Beautiful faces, no cares in this world. Where a girl loves a boy and a boy loves a girl.
All right, right here, she's very bonita.
It all seems like yesterday, not far away. Tropical, the island breeze, all of nature wild and free. This is where I long to be, La Isla Bonita. And when the summer played, the sun would set so high, ring through my ears and sting my eyes. Your Spanish lullaby.
All right. Back to business. The nice little palette cleanser there. Oh, Lord. I wish she'd never met you. Must not be named. I mean, a part of me wishes that too, because maybe she would still be in Canada. I don't know if y'all are seeing it right now. Kitty cat. And they got down. Because maybe she would still be in Canada and maybe it would be fun still. But I mean, I can kind of get behind being lonely, but like she's done nothing to really fix herself to welcome a relationship. Like, truly, if we were to think that she took this relationship seriously, why hasn't she tried doing more with the religion? Why hasn't she tried learning the language? Why hasn't she tried, you know, putting herself out there socially within that surrounding? Sorry, you would think with all the lip products that I use that my lips would be baby soft, but they're so fucking dry. I don't understand it. It's like lip products make you have dry lips. I know, I feel I put lip oil on today because my lips were like super dry this morning. I think it's my new mouthwash. When I use it in the water pick, I think my new mouthwash is very drying. And my lips were just so dry this morning. YouTube. I had Vaseline. I had the, I think it's like rose Vaseline. I liked it. It's just, I need to get more. I only like it in the one scent, and it's the the rose scent. I think the cherry tastes like cough medicine, and it smells weird too. And then I don't like the just plain Vaseline smell either. I don't know why. I think it's a trauma response, honestly, from working with farm animals. It's a trauma thing. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm surprised Amber hasn't made like some kind of announcement, clapback or whatever towards Alexis. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, I'm not elaborating. It was traumatic. Traumatic enough to happen with my own two eyes. I don't want to add other eyes on it. Do we want to? We might as well. We might as well see what she's up to, see what she's talking about. Gonna become one of those streamers. I kind of feel like making pancakes. I made waffles Saturday, Sunday. Chantal. She's live streaming right now, and I've never live streamed somebody who was live streaming. I know they call it what do they call it? Stream sniping, even though that's not correct. But yeah, I made waffles Sunday night. We had waffles for dinner. I made waffles with sugar-free apple pie filling on top instead of syrup. Ugh, it was so good. Where is my chat? There, I'll put that there. I couldn't breathe one night, so I laid in bed and kept putting Vicks up my nose. It kept melting and eventually came out my tear ducts. Oh my god, spooky. You know, I had always, like, it was a running thing whenever we were sick growing up that we would put Vicks Vapor Rub, like, around our nostrils and, like, under our nose, like, on our upper lip. And apparently breathing that stuff in, and even Vaseline, like if you put Vaseline around your nostrils and stuff during the winter to keep them from drying out, you can end up developing like a lung infection from that. I stopped doing it directly after finding that out, because I was like, I don't even want there to be a chance of that happening. Like I used to do that so often whenever I would get like sniffly or my sinuses would just be congested, and my go-to was Vicks. And I had to stop doing it. Now I have to do the not neti pot, but saline up the nose to dry it out. It is not fun. I don't like it. Yeah, I've heard of the neti pot, but then I've also heard like horror stories on that, and I don't particularly like water going up my nose. Does she look like a mechanic to anyone else? Does she wear when she wears this? I don't think it's flattering. I also think that it could use an ironing. I'm assuming it's denim or the chambray material. I don't know if this is like showing on the screen or not. I wish I could like zoom. Can I zoom? No. Quality. Why is her quality shit? Probably because of where she's streaming from, right? Guess I can't zoom. That's stupid. I can't tell if it's like condensation on her chin or if she's got like a breakout happening like on her chin area close to her chin spanks. But there's some weird skin texture issues going on there.
So,
Is there sound? Yes. I'm a bad professional live streamer right now. I had the sound shut off the whole time. Fucking realize it. Okay, starting over.
you know, like people have lives, and they come here to have fun, you know, not to hate on someone over and over.
Essentially, she just said that she knows that people think her content's boring when she's not like raging and shit or bringing attention to things. I think vaguely hinting at the whole Sala PP gate thing to happen. And how she's not giving people the reaction that they want. So essentially they're just talking shit on her. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Chantal. You created this bed. You gotta sleep in it every once in a while.
It's just whatever. French cut not wearing Adidas because she learned the brand's history. Really? Do you still have those shoes, yo mama? Is it wrong for Amber to fake a breakup? Look, what other people do is not my business whatsoever. Like, that's on them. Yeah, exactly, teardrop. Yeah.
I find that so interesting because wasn't it the night that everything went down and Amber had did the live streams? Or no, it was the videos that she was posting out, crying over people finding out about Tommy and them breaking up, and Chantal had an opinion on it and had to make it known that she had an opinion on the matter of it being not good that Amber was hooking up with somebody that was into that lifestyle and had just been in a relationship where the woman had passed due to that lifestyle, and now we're getting that's her business. I don't comment on other people's lives. Bullshit, Chantal. Bullshit. Bull. I wish I could muster a tear, but I haven't laughed that hard today or watched anything sad yet. So. Yeah, her nose is in everybody else's business because there's no nose in her business. Sorry about that.
You know how like old people just do that without any care in the world? Stay young. Yeah. Yes. Never grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kids. I'm 44 and I'll always have an immature side. I think if you're here hanging out, you have an immature side because we're all like that.
Dingleberries are none of our business too, but here we are.
Don't ever fully mature. Thank you. Old people always be crop dusting. Chantal's our queen. Thanks, teardrop. No, I probably won't be 80. Well, you never know. I could turn it around. Yeah, I did eat. I love you. You're too cute. Thanks, Carolina. Yeah, you've been here a long time. Okay, we might camel bees, but in order for that to happen, I have to lay in my bed for a while. Ugh, where did I eat? The Brussels sprouts made me full.
What do you have to say?
Living the dream, Charles. Yeah, Sam G. You know. Maybe I should eat them with olive oil like I said before, but I've been using butter again. Butter is so tasty. Okay, go. Yeah. Hey, Sylvia! You should start every meal. Yeah, I should eat them first, the Brussels sprouts. You're right. Then I won't want to eat as much. But I'm defrosting a chicken, so I always say that. I'm always defrosting a chicken. Maybe tomorrow we'll do a dinner cook bees. But I don't have a chair in the kitchen. Why won't no man let breeze and fly to them? I don't know. I mean, would you? I don't know. Maybe your personality sucks. Maybe that's why. Also, Dan! I love this picture of you, babe. Are you going to visit Canada for one of the holidays? Probably not this year, Brooke. We're going to be, hopefully, inshallah, traveling other places. But maybe next year. A beanie baby. Baby Bella. They'll Greyhound Breezy. Oh, Greyhound. Oh my gosh, I haven't been on a friggin' bus in a long time.
It's because of her hug box. Like, she doesn't have anybody in there that's going to give a different opinion or give her like any kind of accountability call for her actions that led up to certain things. This is the outcome of that. How many people does she have in chat right now? She has 349 people in chat right now. Who's all in her chat? Can I see participants? I sure can. I sure can. So, is there anybody we know in here? Yo Mama's in the fucking chat room. Sylvale somewhere else. I know she constantly talks about Kina Bear, and I mean, obviously they're a moderator, so I've seen Scrapegoat in her chat. I've seen Teardrop in her chat. Obviously, that's a mod. The fact that Yo Mama is like always in her business is. I haven't been able to go in people's chats for a while, so I like don't. I need to sit in some people's live streams. I've just been too busy. Probably. I mean, she says that the only person she'll watch through is Yo Mama, which Amberlynn and Chantal both are advocates for Yo Mama, and it's like, you know, he would fucking turn on you at the drop of the hat, right? Like, he's only doing it to be contrarian to everybody else, so he can be different in that. Let's see what they've been up to. I know this is yeah, this Clever Teacup is Erica and Brittany's channel, which I think it's just Brittany's now. I think Brittany and Erica split a Rooney. So she's got 4,600 and something subscribers now. Oh, they're from West Virginia. Isn't Becky? Isn't Becky from West Virginia? Where was Becky originally from? Or was it always Kentucky? Who was from Virginia? Who stayed in Virginia? Was that Destiny? I feel like one of them was in. Yeah, maybe it was when Destiny lived with her mom. Was that West Virginia? Or the Virginias? That's weird that Amber finds these people online, but they're always like close to her circle of people from way back when. Oh, you're all right, Carolyn. I'm actually fixing to get off here, but you can watch on the replay. It was entertaining, trust me. And we had a palate cleanser that was, you will love it. You will totes my goats love it. But it's getting that time of night. The amber tea has been piping. Florida. Is that where Destiny's mom was? Florida? Crystal was Virginia. I knew one of them was for Virginia. Because I just remember Virginia. It's so weird. The world is so small, yet so large. Crystal was Virginia. Becky was Kentucky. Was Destiny still Kentucky? I know they went from, was it Florida to Kentucky? So she went from Virginia to Florida, Florida to Kentucky, and then Kentucky to Oklahoma, right? And then before Florida, it was Arizona. Wasn't that Casey, Arizona? So she went from California, Arizona. I'm in Illinois, so it'd be wild to me if Amber came to Wisconsin with Tommy. I don't know that she would leave her. I mean, I don't know that she would leave her apartment just yet. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Is she? I don't know. I don't know if, because her whole plan was to move Erica in with her in Oklahoma. I hope for her sake she stays near her mom, but I'm sure it will come to a head if things go how I believe they're gonna go with Tommy, Emily, Willow Oak. It's gonna get real bad real fast. And her dad was in Florida when she and Amber first started up. Oh, Destiny's mom was in Kentucky. Yep, they're speed running the end. Who's gonna make it first? Is Chantal gonna meet Allah, or is Amber gonna? I don't know if Amber's even religious. Is she? She's religious at convenience. If it's a life-threatening health scare, she's religious. If not, whatever. But I think I'm gonna call it a night, y'all. Thank you for joining me on tonight's Chitty Chat live stream extravaganza. It was lovely, as always. And I am very sorry about missing yesterday's live stream. It was just wild here. You know, Mother Nature, what can you do? I am working on a timeline video for the Amber nonsense extravaganza. As per usual. I am working on a timeline thing for Amber's relationships that I'm hopefully gonna finish this week. I know a lot of stuff's going on at work and we're getting ready for the new school year, so it's been a lot of fun. I'm trying to make time for this. But we may end up just doing another live stream at some point this week if I can't find the time to put together a video, which I'm sure y'all would be fine with. But yeah, that's gonna end it here. Thank y'all for coming and spending some time with me, spending your time with little old me, a good old Christian creature of the Lord. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.